Yo, what's up? This is Notorious 27 Homicide. I'm with my boy right here, Julius Smokes. We right here in Ring of Honor, the Murphy Center. I'm gonna tell you a little story. 10 years ago, it wasn't homicide. It was a street gangster named D. That's right, 10 years ago, I did everything what every Doug did. Rob, steal, got locked up, did everything. But in 96, I had one of the most memorable moments of my life. I had little Nelson, a junior. I had my kid. As a matter of fact, back in 94, I had a big interview for the Miami University, the Hurricanes, a football team. I could have had a scholarship, but all thing I was thinking and selling dope, being with a gang, making fast money.
Surviving, baby.
Just surviving the streets. That's how I was doing.
Real.
But now that I got my kid, I did a sacrifice. Miami is gone now. But tonight, Ring of Honor, I got one sacrifice that I gotta do. Samoa Joe, you got something that I want. It's the Ring of Honor heavyweight title. You call it the world? Hey, whatever. It's the #1 belt in this company. That's mean the #1 man in this company, and you're gonna make a lot of money.
Ichiban, #1.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making mad sacrifices for everybody. I gotta make a good living right now. A lot of people still thinking I'm doing the hardcore stuff. I can't get a job because there's scars.
Scheming on you, player. They plotting, you know what I'm saying? On the real to real. Let them know, Don.
But tonight,
let them know.
Samoa Joe, I'm gonna be the next Ring of Honor champion. I'm gonna do anything to win that belt.
Anything.
Anything. It's all about blood, sweat, and tears. And tonight, I'm doing this for my 6-year-old. It's gonna be a lot of sacrifices today. Do or die. I'm from Bed-Stuy. And Bed-Stuy, the slang says do or die. I ain't dying. So Samoa Joe, get ready. Because tonight is gonna be a classic. Notorious 187 Homicide, your new Ring of Honor heavyweight champion. Get ready, Samoa Joe.
Let the gates of hell open!
Oh, yeah.
This is no fun.
Wait, I got an idea. They got those lights up there in the big hall up there. Why don't we turn this place into a rave? Yeah, we'll get all the girls to come then. Yeah, you like that?
Wait. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, Deranged, let's go. Come on, grab the can.
Come on, cut it off. Come on, let's go.
Make this a party.
Yo, come on, you gotta turn these up. Come on. This is much. You gotta turn this into a rave, man.
Guys, listen to me. Guys, relax. Can you see we're setting up?
Come on, you gotta do it for me. Come on.
Set it up.
Look at us, man. Come on. Look at us.
I want to dance.
Guys.
Come on, turn it up. Yeah, come on.
Listen, guys. Come back later. We're still setting up. Relax, all of you guys. Get lost. Get lost.
Come on, man. Come on. We're trying to get a rave going, man. What the hell?
Oh, yeah. We'll remember that. We got you. What a buzzkiller. Deranged, come on, cut it out.
We'll remember that.
Don't worry, okay.
It's all Deranged is for.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Murphy Recreation Center in South Philadelphia. It's Ring of Honor's Do or Die, May 31st, 2003, and we're underway with the opening match. You have Danny Moff right here as his first match as a member of the Prophecy with Allison Danger in his corner, and there you see BJ Whitmer extending the hand. I'm Chris Lovey, and Ray Murrow will not be joining us till later because right now, CM Punk has joined us.
Did you see BJ Whitmer just get slapped by Danny Moff?
Danny Moff lighting them up. These two are not kidding around. Do or die is the theme of the show. A lot of the new talent debuting tonight, a lot of talent that's entered ROH in the last 6 months or so will be getting a chance to really shine tonight. It's going to be their night. Who's going to do or die? And CM Punk, you're joining us on commentary. Perhaps you'll do or die on commentary.
Perhaps there is no die, there is an always do with CM Punk. And BJ Whitmer may be suffering a bit of some post-concussion syndrome, trying to offer his hand to Danny Moff, knowing full well that the Prophecy doesn't shake hands. BJ Whitmer's not the smartest guy in the world, but he is one hell of a competitor.
Well, you had that really hard-hitting match with him April 12th, the Epic Encounter show, and unfortunately that match was cut a little short there as you two went through that table. And what were you thinking trying to German suplex him through a table?
I was just trying to win, and it's unfortunate that BJ Whitmer couldn't continue. It's unfortunate that his heart isn't as big as he likes to tell everybody it is. It's unfortunate that there really isn't a competitor in Ring of Honor that can match skill with me or match me integrity-wise, as these two are just chopping the hell out of each other.
Well, they're putting it all on the line. It's do or die. Danny Moff, this is his first high-profile singles match, not only in Ring of Honor, but basically in his entire career, as he shocked everybody by joining the Prophecy. And there's Whitmer up and over, beautiful suplex.
What do you call that suplex, Chris Lovey?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot, and I don't know.
It's an exploder.
There you go. As there's BJ Whitmer lighting him up with those forearms. And going for that high knee again. That's the second time he's gone for the high knee and missed as Danny Moff taking a powder. And this isn't the old Mafia from the Hit Squad that we would know. Mafia, he upheld the code of honor, and then...
Wait, look at this. Look at Allison Danger. What she got on her head? Is it seaweed? Lovey, I'm looking for answers here. What is that? Is BJ taking the fight right to Danny Moff?
I have no idea. It's what Chris Daniels' influence makes people do weird things. As there you see BJ Whitmer not giving Danny, whipping him the guardrail. Ooh. The new guardrails here at the Murphy Recreation Center, and that sounded like an explosion. That's sheet metal right there.
Sounded like a gunshot, Chris Lovey.
CM Punk, you can tell me firsthand, or you will soon, what would it be like to be whipping a guardrail sheet metal?
Fortunately, as we go for another turn here, that's just entertaining. I have not felt the unforgiving steel of the new Ring of Honor guardrails just yet.
I don't think any other promotion's ever done anything like that.
I haven't felt the unforgiving scream of Allison Danger at ringside, though.
Oh! And now BJ tasting the guardrails for the first time. Both men in pain, and look at that expression on Danny's face. He is one angry guy. And why would he join the Prophecy? I mean, why would you become a follower to Chris Daniels? And he's got that weird cult-like thing going.
The question is, why wouldn't he join the Prophecy? I mean, think about it. He had a strong losing streak in Ring of Honor for a while, didn't he?
Well, actually, the last match of the Hit Squad, they lost to Ace Steel and Colt Cabana.
Of course they did.
Yep, your fellow Second City Saints members. Danny whipping him in, back elbow. Right to the jaw, and down goes Whitmer.
Whitmer seems to be favoring his head at this point, and face it, I don't blame him. He took one hell of a fall that cut his match with me a little bit short.
Well, I mean, really, you just have to call that bad luck. There was Danny lighting him up with that kick right to the back. BJ Whitmer in a lot of trouble right now. Danny Moff is not a guy that you want to let get the advantage on you because he is just going to be unrelenting with that stiff attack of his.
It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Lovey, my eyes are a little worse for wear. You might be able to see this better than me, but it looks like Danny Moff is busted open, and maybe his arm?
I believe, let me check that. I think it's on his hand, actually. Perhaps
big back senton a la Dick Togo.
And Whitmer is hurting. I think his hand is definitely busted open. Perhaps he cut it on that sheet metal guardrail when he got whipped into it.
But Paul Turner right there says there's only a 2 count.
Danny's definitely going to be unfazed by a cut in the hand. It's going to take a lot more than that to slow him down as he puts on that chin lock.
Look at BJ's face. It's beet red. He must be... ref needs to check for a choke there. Prophecy not above cheating, of course.
And if you're Danny Moff, and there you see Allison Danger, if you were Danny Moff, What kind of strategy would you go into a match against BJ Whitmer? You faced him on a couple of occasions, and of course that last match in Ring of Honor.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that thankfully I'm not Danny Moff. I am CM Punk. And what he needs to do is play to his strengths, which are mind games. He doesn't shake hands. It pisses a lot of guys off. He obviously got Whitmer with that earlier in the game, and he needs to capitalize on that. He can use Allison Danger out there because he doesn't really care about his integrity.
Ooh, big kick and a big chop by BJ Whitmer, and there's another kick, another chop. He's lighting up Danny Moff right now.
That's not just a receipt, that's the whole cash register, Chris Lovey. BJ's a hard hitter, I'll give him that much. Danny Moff's no slouch himself.
Oh, BJ coming back with the forearm right there. Another one. Those forearms really look like they connect. You felt a few of those firsthand.
Trust me, they send chills down your spine. BJ is dumped on his head with a big lariat by Danny Moff.
Almost getting his head taken off right there.
And I still haven't gotten an answer. Is that seaweed on Allison Danger's head?
I don't know. You'll have to talk to her. But what I want to know is...
I'd rather not talk to her.
Is why are you here doing commentary with us? You have 2 matches tonight.
I'm an Iron Man, Chris Lovey. Come on.
Well, CM Punk, I remember you're taking advantage of this do or die thing because you're going to do or die as both a tag team and a singles tonight. Is what an opportunity you have in front of you.
That's exactly what CM Punk and my Second City Saints are about. It's do or die. There is no try. You either get the job done or you don't.
Oh, face wash right there by Danny Moff. He's going for the big one right here. Oh, big ass to the face.
He seems to be working on BJ's head, which is exactly what he needs to do.
And what's
Danny Moff calling for
a moonsault maybe? I've never...
Normally that means going on top. And there's the big knee by Whitmer, connected 3 times the charm.
Cover.
He's out at 2. At least it's good to see BJ Whitmer hooking the leg. Maybe he's not as stupid as I thought he was.
BJ Whitmer, you say what you want about him, but this guy is one of the best upcoming wrestlers right now in the entire business, and Ring of Honor has high hopes for him.
Chris, of course he's one of the best up-and-coming wrestlers. It's Ring of Honor. There's not a single person you can say that isn't one of the best up-and-coming wrestlers in Ring of Honor today.
Well, very true. That's why the top 5 rankings, it's so prestigious just to be mentioned in it, because if you can say, hey, I'm in the top 5 of Ring of Honor, you can say you're among the top 5 in the world right now.
Ring of Honor uses the best talent, not just in the United States, but all over the world. A Kuda Hidaka, a Dick Togo. They've had Eddie Guerrero, super crazy. And now the first match on a show that's already loaded with people, loaded with newcomers that, well, they need to do or die here. And BJ Whitmer, at the moment, is about to die.
Half Nelson suplex. Both
right
men are
on
down.
The top of his head. Maff needs to go for a cover right here.
Both men trying to get out Paul Turner with the count. And both these guys are just really beating the crap out of each other, for lack of a better term, as they are both up on their feet. And look at BJ shaking off the effects of that big suplex, coming back. But once again, Dan Moff catches him, dumps him on his head a second time.
That's it. That's all she wrote. He needs to make a cover. He needs to hook that leg. 1, 2, 3.
And I think maybe after...
He's taking too much time, Chris Lovey.
Well, he had to support the prophecy symbol right there. But I think that he knows that BJ's down. He's calling for it, the burning hammer. This could be a 3rd time that BJ gets dumped on his head, similar to the match that we saw against you, and BJ will not be getting up if he gets hit with the burning hammer right now.
I'm really shocked that BJ hasn't tapped out after those 2 suplexes, much like he tapped out against me.
Well, you were down there too, but that's another matter. Danny has him hooked. He goes, no.
BJ's on his feet. He blocks a super kick, a swing and a miss. BJ, big German suplex.
Oh. Moff gets dropped right on his head right there. BJ has to follow up right now.
Yeah, but BJ's slow to his feet. He's feeling the effects of those 2 suplexes from earlier, Danny Moff.
Definitely groggy, and he set him up for something. I don't really see BJ go up to the top too much. He's kind of out of his element there. And hold on, what's
BJ?
Danny Moff grabbing the referee, Paul Turner, and Allison Danger in. And she just, what? Danny Moff, a man who spent his entire career in Ring of Honor upholding the Code of Honor, and he just grabbed Paul Turner so Allison Danger could interfere, breaking the Code of Honor. And this is a whole new Dan Moff that we're seeing right now as he takes BJ. He's got him hooked in that burning hammer. He's about to drop him right on his head.
If it wasn't so dirty, I'd say it's brilliant. It's all fundamental right now. BJ Whitmer loses again in Ring of Honor, thanks to Seaweed. Chris Lovey, she kind of reminds me of the old Sea Hack from the Popeye cartoon. Remember that?
I'm staying away from this one. As there you see Danny, look at him. He's so proud of himself. He thinks he outsmarted everybody. We are seeing a whole new Dan Moff here in ROH. His first high-profile singles match. And while it's shady, he broke the code of honor. And Punk, you'll agree with me, he compromised his integrity.
It's real easy. He didn't outsmart everybody else. He outsmarted himself.
But his hand is in the air, and that's what counts in the end. Dan Moff showing he will do anything to become successful here in ROH.
Danny Moff, Allison Danger, take it from me. I'm a saint. You're only cheating yourselves. Stepping over.
This guy from last time in Pittsburgh, he was in your corner. You had that awesome match against Homicide.
This is the guy that's seconded Homicide to the ring. Oh, this is going to be great. I really want to see what this guy's got to say.
And of course, Danny Moff, it looked like he was going to save Homicide on April the 12th. Instead, he didn't really exactly turn on Homicide, but he ripped off his hit squad shirt.
Let the man speak, Chris Lovey. He's saying a lot of interesting, pointed things right now.
I think he's got that hit squad shirt that Danny ripped off. Forgot where he came from.
What's up with this, yo? You see, you being bamboozled the whole week. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. So what's up with the hit squad?
What'd he say, Punk?
I can't understand a word.
What's up, player? You gonna turn your back on Homicide like that?
Well, obviously, Julia Smokes has an issue with Dan for ripping off that hit squad shirt. Of course, Homicide trained Danny Moff. And Danny Moff with an earful right there. What? I'm not even going to touch that.
We need subtitles for this one. This one's getting hot and heavy.
I know what he just said, and we're staying away from that one. As Julia Smokes right in the face of Danny Moff right now. And Loki,
look at what we have here.
What is Loki doing out here? Loki, he was injured at the big Frontiers of Honor, the FWA Ring of Honor show in England. He's out for an indefinite amount of time. But Loki, this is the first time he's come face-to-face with Danny Moff since Danny Moff joined the Prophecy. Of course, Loki has that legendary feud against the Prophecy that started in the very first Ring of Honor show.
And Danny Moff runs with his tail between his legs.
Can you blame him? You got Julia Smokes. He's not even a wrestler. He's a street fighter. And Loki, even with one arm and a sling, Loki still has access to his feet. That's the odds are against Danny Moff. I don't blame him for ducking out. Loki obviously has something to say to Danny Moff.
And he's got the mic. What's on your mind, Loki?
There you hear the crowd showing their appreciation to Loki, a man who made Ring of Honor on his back. Of course, that legendary series of matches on the first 5 ROH shows. The first Ring of Honor champion, one match of the year after another. That's Loki, but right now he's got his arm in that sling.
I see you now need the help of a woman to prove you're a man.
That's right, he did use the help of a woman in that one.
Who?
Danny Moff.
Used the help of who?
Allison Danger.
She's a woman?
I see you don't even know who the hell you are anymore. Do you realize what you've done? Do you realize what you did when you tore that shirt?
Loki obviously has been waiting to say this to Danny Moff since he joined the Prophecy. And there you hear the crowd calling Dan a sellout, and that's exactly what he is.
Is that because of what you've done, one day it's gonna be me and you.
Wow, I want to see that match. Loki against Danny Moff. It's going to happen one day. Loki just saying it.
And if you choose to wear those colors of the Prophecy, may God help you.
And that one's going to be hard-hitting, violent.
And that's the possible.
I'm sure it's going to be nothing like when those two have hooked it up in the past, because now it seems slightly more personal on the side of Low-Key.
Yep, Low-Key having those words for Danny Moff. I think we're ready for the next match.
This brings me to you.
What's he have to say to Smokes?
What's up? What's up is you're standing in the ring for athletes, not thugs.
Uh-oh.
Loki, some pointed words for Julius Smokes right now.
I'm not so sure Low-Key should be picking a fight. He's a one-armed man right now.
But what this says is Ring of Honor. This ain't thug life.
Well, that's not thug life. That's true. Ring of Honor is all about sportsmanship, athleticism. But
Look at Julius Smokes.
That's the Julius Smokes strut right there.
Is that what that is?
Yep, Julius Smokes, though, he is in Homicide's corner. He's there to watch Homicide's back, give him moral support. Of course, Homicide trained Low-Key.
What I want you to realize is the streets don't belong here, and neither do you.
Whoa. Low-Key wanting none of the element Julius Smokes brings in ROH in ROH.
And them's fighting words.
And what an interesting situation
And here we go.
have here.
Why
Hold
don't you
on.
take your shirt off? You gotta fight now. You can't back down.
And hold on, here comes Homicide. Homicide's got a shot at the ROH World title tonight. He's got other things to worry about. He doesn't need to be involved. He's got the man that he trained, his corner man, and right now what we're seeing is Homicide's street life and his wrestling life colliding.
I said it loud and clear.
This is too confusing for me to follow.
Well, what we have is Homicide, his thug life and his wrestling life are colliding right there in the ring. Low-Key, Julius Smokes, and Low-Key taking off the sling. We could see him go at it right now, but Low-Key is in no condition to fight.
It certainly isn't. Not a good thing to do.
Well, you always have to watch out for those kicks, but Julius Smokes looks ready to go.
Now, the real reason I came out here is because tonight is a very important night in the career of one person.
You hear the fans chanting for Homicide. He's got his title shot tonight, and he defeated you for that title shot.
Merciless.
Thanks, Chris.
Dangerous. I am speaking of the notorious 187.
That's right,
Okay,
Homicide.
so everybody loves Homicide. Wonderful.
Well, that was one hell of a match you two had in Pittsburgh. I can't wait for a rematch down the line of that one. Of course, that being for the #1 Contenders Trophy.
Tonight is your chance to finally get the credit that you deserve.
Homicide does deserve more credit than he gets.
But to do so, you will need to be called the new ROH champion.
Homicide riding a wave of momentum right now with recent victories over Chris Daniels.
Tonight, you don't need any distractions. You need to stay focused on your match. But to do so, you need to get this out of Ring of Honor.
Well, Low-Key obviously feeling like Julius Smokes is going to be more a distraction when Homicide goes for the title than a help.
Neither men are going to back down here. It's almost like a lover's quarrel, really, Chris Levy.
So it's a weird situation right here as Homicide's two worlds are colliding right inside that ring. Low-Key not wanting to pose any more of a distraction and have the situation escalate. He's being the man right now and walking away so Homicide can concentrate and get focused on going after that ROH title right now.
What Low-Key needs to do right now is put that sling back on because the Prophecy's still in the house, and they I'm sure.
Hold on, what's this? It's Trent Acid. Trent Acid's in the ring. And a Yakuza kick on Homicide. Trent Acid and Homicide, they've had an issue in another promotion where Homicide actually went to the other promotion to give Trent Acid a cop killer. And that feud, that rivalry that's actually over the Big Japan Junior title has now come to Ring of Honor. Trent Acid coming out of nowhere, Yakuza kick on Homicide. And this is the last thing he needs on a night where he's going for the ROH World title. Let's just get ready for the next match here, Punk. All right, we are underway here. We have Jason Cross making his Ring of Honor debut against returning Tony Mamaluke. The last time we saw Mamaluke in Ring of Honor is defeating James Martato, now known as Nunzio. And of course, he tried that tag team with Matt Thompson, didn't quite work out, but he's been gone for several months now. He's back, and these are two guys that are definitely going to do or die tonight, CM Punk.
Certainly. Both compete heavily for NWA TNA down in Nashville. Both compete heavily for NWA Wildside, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Both tremendous competitors, just like everybody else here in the locker room of Ring of Honor. But the name of the show is what you got to do. You got to do or you got to die tonight. And both doing some very nice reversals and chain wrestling. Snapmare by Mamaluke into a headlock takeover.
But Mamaluke's strength in this one is definitely going to be the mat wrestling. As there you see the little things, not only does he have the head there and kind of a headlock, but he's taken the arm and put it between the legs for extra leverage right there. And now he's grinding that forearm and elbow into the face of Jason Cross. And that's the difference between the backyarders and the real great pro wrestlers. It's guys, as you see him using his knee for leverage right there.
Well, also the difference between backyarders and these professional wrestlers is the backyarders mainly wrestle in the backyard, Chris Levy. This is Ring of Honor. This is a ring. And Mamaluke now hip-tossing Jason Cross and short-arm scissors. Now, see, you didn't ask for my expert opinion, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to you anyway. Mamaluke is a much more well-rounded... Wow! That was a nice, impressive display of strength that I didn't really see Jason Cross had in him.
Yep, Jason Cross. And now he's kicking the leg out of Mamaluke right there. Jason Cross going for more of the high-impact moves as he's going into the ropes. Up and over. Beautifully done.
That's exactly what Jason Cross has to do in this match to capitalize so he can do or die. As I was saying before, Mamaluke is a much well-rounded wrestler compared to Jason Cross. Jason Cross needs to take chances and he falls prey to a move like that because Mamaluke does have the experience edge.
Well, that's what happens when you take chances. You're going to get caught. As now Mamaluke, no reversal. Mamaluke into the ring post right now. Both men having a little bit of trouble getting an advantage going. Jason Cross now going back in, perhaps going airborne again. Yes, one more time. Somersault plancha over the top rope.
That's 2 times he's gone to the well and 2 times it's paid off.
Mamaluke looking good early on the mat, but now Jason Cross taking things up a notch with that aerial attack, more high-impact moves, and he's getting Mamaluke back into the ring. Of course, no countouts here in Ring of Honor, but if you're on the floor for too long, the ref can DQ you. 2 count by Gary Moore.
You gotta hook the leg.
And both
men playing to their strengths. Jason Cross doing the high-risk maneuvers. Mamaluke now landing on his feet and sticking with the wrestling.
Nice Saito suplex.
Certainly.
As right now both men are down, both men putting it all on the line in the early goings of this one. It's do or die night. A win here will definitely get them future bookings. A loss, well, they might be heading back home. And of course, everyone's goal right now is to stay in Ring of Honor and climb the rankings. This is the roster to be on. As there you see Mamaluke's got Jason Cross hooked, takes him up. He has those feet hooked on the top rope. What has he got him set up for here?
DDT! Feet draped over the top rope. Is that all she wrote? 1, a 2. He was a little late hooking that leg.
It's going to take a little more than that to beat a quality man like Jason Cross. Of course, Jason Cross, you have to watch out for that shooting star leg drop that he does. Ducks a clothesline. Mamaluke cuts him off with a knee to the midsection. Simple yet effective.
And goes right to work on the neck. Now, you got to realize the importance of hooking a leg, especially late in the match. A guy might have only so much strength left in him to kick out of a move. You hook that leg, he could be done for.
And Mamaluke, as you saw him wrenching the neck there, of course, you saw he made James Martato, now known as Nunzio, tap to that submission where he does the superplex over the top rope and then hooks him into a submission stretch right there. And that's what he might be trying to soften Jason Cross up for.
He's going for one of his suplexes, and both men reversing, both men blocking. He's hooked him. Snap suplex.
Nicely executed.
Northern Lights suplex with a bridge. And somehow Jason Cross finds the intestinal fortitude to kick.
And so far, I'd say both these men are looking great right here.
They certainly are. They came to fight.
Perhaps they could become a thorn in the side of the Second City Saints down the line, and a good showing here would be putting them right on the road to that. As there you see Mamaluke trying to shin breaker, yes, into a dragon screw, and into a submission right there.
That's called a horse collar, Chris Lovey, and why don't you stick the call in the match instead of worrying about who's going to come to blows with the Second City Saints down the line? Jeez.
Jason Cross reaching for the ropes. Is he going to tap? Is he going to get the ropes? He's inching his way towards the ropes, reaching with everything he has, and he's got him. Gary Moore calling for the break right on top of it, but look at Mamaluke, the veteran, holding on to the leg, but Jason Cross firing back with a kick. Both men down. Both men really putting it all on the line in this one. I don't think we're going to see a very long match here with the high-impact moves, the intensity that both these men are exhibiting so far.
Mamaluke's got to wear him down. He's got to get a hold on.
So we got an exchange of fists right now.
Now this isn't going to get Mamaluke anywhere. He's not the hardest hitter. He needs to stick with the submissions. Jason Cross goes down low, drop kicks the knee.
That was like a double underhook into a DDT, but Jason Cross, very unique way of doing it because Mamaluke had all Cross's cover.
A variation of a move Tommy Rogers made famous back in the day. The Tamikaze, I think it was called.
Yep, Jason Cross using all of his weight to his advantage there, and now it's right down on the neck of Mamaluke, and Mamaluke's got to be in trouble after that, but he reverses it, saving himself, but Jason Cross back with
Cross
a boot.
on the top, a boot. Crossover neck breaker.
Beautifully done by Jason Cross, and Mamaluke is in trouble. Jason Cross going back to the high-impact moves. And just a 2 count.
He barely kicked out. And what should he have done there, Chris
Hooking the
Lovey?
leg. I was just about to mention that to you.
The leg.
Jason Cross now taking Mamaluke up. Let's see if he can follow up. He's got him hooked. Takes him up. No.
Mamaluke blocks.
Goes for an arm.
Fujiwara. Cross rolls through. Mamaluke's got him. Spinning DDT. He's got him trapped in the stretch.
And look at that, Jason Cross nowhere to go. If he drops down, he's just going to be DDT'd. He can't fall backwards. Mamaluke very, Jason Cross reverses it into a suplex right into the corner, and once again, Mamaluke is folded over. You hear the crowd clapping, showing their appreciation for both men, showing their respect for what they're doing in this match. Jason Cross now picking Tony Mamaluke up. He's got him hooked again. One more time for that suplex.
Big brain buster. And he hooks him.
He holds on. Takes him up again. A second brain buster. Cover. And once again,
I'm not going to say it anymore. Hook the leg.
Gary Moore right on top of the action. What a great upcoming referee we have in Gary Moore. You want to talk about do or die and young talent. What about the referee crew here in ROH? But now we have Jason Cross hooking Mama Luke again.
And he's setting him up for the shooting star leg drop. He's right in position for it.
Yep, 3 times right on Mama Luke's head. Mama Luke is dazed. He is down, and he is in position, or the wrong
Listen
position.
to this crowd, Chris Lovey. They know what's coming. They want to see it.
Jason Cross, he comes in with a reputation that's been growing by the month, and he could bring his game to a whole new level with a victory here. He's up on the top. Oh! Mama Luke moves out of the way.
Wise decision by Tony Mama Luke.
He just saved the match for himself right there.
What do the kids say these days? No water in the pool? Something like that?
I guess so.
It's the third time he went for a high-risk maneuver in this match, and it didn't pay off. The first 2 times he connected, third times was not the charm.
And the crowd showing their appreciation for the effort these two are putting on in the ring right now. They're both up at about the same time.
Ooh!
And that's just a steel knob right behind that turnbuckle pad. I'm sure you can tell us how much that hurts CM Punk.
Nice dragon suplex with a release.
Yup, and Mom Luke folded over one more time and cover, and he's got the leg.
Mama Luke somehow finds it to kick. You know, that move is all bridge and there was no bridge and all impact. Excuse me, Chris Lovey, but perhaps if he actually captured the bridge on that, he would have pinned him.
And Jason Cross going back up to the top rope. He's going to go airborne one more time. And so far, he's been 2 for 3 when it goes for airborne stuff. But look at that. Mama Luke just pushing Gary Moore into the ropes. A little shady tactic right there. But Jason Cross getting crushed. And now Mama Luke, he's got him hooked. This is what he made Nunzio tap.
Superplex floats through into that front choke.
And he's got it. Jason Cross nowhere to go, and he taps. No shame in that at all. Very impressive showing by both men.
Hell, it's one hell of a match. I respect both these guys as long as they respect that, well, that I'm better than them.
Just make sure you get permission with like low key, Christopher Daniels and guys like that.
Yeah, I got it under control.
It's like really important for like the videotape and stuff like that.
Yeah, I got it. I got the camera working. I'm testing it in that.
Hey Rob, just want to thank you for this opportunity, having me up here.
Oh, no problem, Iceberg. It's a pleasure to have you here. Pleasure.
Ring of Honor is where I want to be.
I can see that. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yo, hey Rob, how come that guy's booked over us? We're the one that always work the ring for that.
Keep it down. Keep it. That guy's postal. He's got thumbtacks in his head. It says Ring of Honor, ROH. You guys, if you guys don't want him booked here, you tell him he's not booked here. I ain't telling him.
Dude, we're hungry. We bust our ass. You don't give us nothing. It's our time, Rob. Feed us. Give us something. Give us something. Something.
You know what? You guys want to make earn a spot here in Ring of Honor?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Come on.
How about tonight, you guys wrestle that guy Iceberg. And by the way, if you guys survive the match, you can tell him he's not booked here again. Good luck, guys. Why are you gonna do that?
We're booked.
Weighing in 195 pounds from the Bronx, New York, he is one half of the Outcast Killers, Oman Tortuga. And his opponent, weighing in 1/4 ton, he hails from places not near the plan. He is the no-pain train, Iceberg.
In the hell is that?
It is a no-pain train, over 600 pounds of Iceberg. Not your typical ROH wrestler.
Hey, wait a minute. That guy's got X's on his hands.
I don't know what kind of X's those are. I think they're more the Charlie Manson kind of X's and the straight edge X's, as you see Oman Tortuga in there. And boy, after what we saw with Rob Feinstein, the ROH owner, earlier in the show, with those thumbtacks in Iceberg's head, I mean, what? Yeah, Rob is scared to tell Iceberg he's not booked here. Of course, Iceberg was in for that I Quit Bunkhouse riot at Epic
Look at
Encounter.
this guy. Look at the size of him. Look at him shrug off these kicks in these forearms.
And he's got that Zodiac symbol on his vest. Oh, he's just destroying Oman.
Oman?
Oman Tortuga taking it. Oh, planted down. 600 pounds right there. And that Zodiac symbol, that's a symbol of that San Francisco serial killer. This guy Iceberg is just, he's not right.
Know that they believe the Zodiac killer to actually be the Unabomber as well?
Could be. I'm sure Iceberg could tell you about that. Iceberg, Rob Feinstein scared to tell him he's not booked here in Ring of Honor.
How does he kick out of that? He's getting brutalized.
If I was him, I'd just stay down. This Iceberg is one sick puppy.
Where the hell does Iceberg come from?
I'm not sure, and I don't want to know. All I know is he's really into serial killers, and he's a really odd guy.
Interesting. He's whipped into the far side, and Iceberg...
I still can't believe all those...
Follows him in.
Oh.
That's not good for your insides.
Well, the Outcast Killers, you see Diablo Santiago on the outside, Oman Tortuga on the inside. They've been paying their dues on the ring crew. They want an opportunity, a chance to make it here in ROH. And into a DDT type maneuver, a suplex DDT.
He's getting an opportunity right now to get his ass.
And look at the sadistic Iceberg pulling him up.
How many rules are there in the Code of Honor?
5 of them.
Can we add 6?
Load to 6 feet.
The 6th one being that CM Punk will never step into a ring with Iceberg.
And I don't blame you for that one. Iceberg's one sick puppy, but he misses a splash. Oman Tortuga showing signs of life.
Here's this kid's chance. He's not capitalizing at all.
Well, Iceberg just shaking off those forearms.
Swing, a miss, a duck. He goes for the high knee. He's stunned Iceberg.
A little bit. Of course, Iceberg Homicide booked him to be in that I Quit Bunkhouse riot.
Good choice.
And I guess that Iceberg thinks he has a job here in Ring of Honor. As he drops down, and Oman is very frustrated trying to hit anything on Iceberg. Nothing
Oman
really having
actually
an
did a
effect.
smart thing there and tried to go for a sleeper to wear the big man down, and it looks like he succeeded, but he don't get the big guy up. He's down. Keep him on the mat, Oman. What are you doing?
Uh-oh, Oman coming in trying to monkey flip, and I don't think he's going to get monkey flipped. Instead, Oman is caught in a very dangerous situation right here.
Yeah, raid crash.
And that's got to be it. The 600-pound no-pain train Iceberg has got to just pin this man. I think your ref Andy there, he's got to start making a call as to when to stop this match. This is one sick sadistic individual here in ROH, and somebody's got to tell him he's not. Oh! Squashes him with a senton. And that's it. Easy 3 count for Iceberg. I don't think it matters at that point.
Well, that was impressive.
Someone's got to tell him he's not booked here. I think the fans are trying to tell him that, but this guy is just one sick monster we have on our hands here. I do like the Slayer Angel of Death ring entrance, so.
Yeah, that is nice. And he shakes his hand.
And I think Diablo's more concerned for his partner than anything else. But hey, he did shake the hand. And Iceberg just standing there, and I wouldn't want to be Diablo right now. Diablo Santiago gets dumped with a German suplex. And let's just get Iceberg out of there. Let's get him out of the building. This guy scares me.
He's slightly retarded.
And hold on, he's got a pointy stick?
What?
The man's got a pointy stick right there.
A pointy stick.
And here's Dunn and Marcos, the Ring Crew Express, Dunn and Marcos.
Followed up by another drop kick. Staggers Iceberg. There's the sleeper. Which one's Dunn and which one's Marcos?
Marco Dunn with the super kick right there. They're trying to save their partners on the ring crew right there, the Outcast Killers, and they do that. And I don't know what Iceberg had in mind with that stick, but let's just get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, weighing in at 195 pounds, from Cincinnati, Ohio, Matt Striker. His opponent, weighing in at 199 pounds, from Burlington, New Jersey, the technician, Tom Carter.
Hey, who's that?
We have the technician Tom Carter in the ring against Matt Striker. I'm really looking forward to this one. Of course, Tom Carter used to be known as Reckless Youth, and we got a little run-in with Reckless Youth at a JCW show.
Yeah, once upon a time, yeah, me and Reckless locked horns, yes.
And
where are you going with that, Chris Levy? You want to make me upset now?
I'm not trying to, but I think it's very impressive. You came back from a broken skull as quickly as you did. As we have Matt Striker and Tom Carter hooking up right there. Of course, Matt Striker, what's with that unibrow of his?
I don't know what's with the unibrow, but the guy's a fantastic wrestler, so in my mind, I don't really give a damn what his unibrow looks like.
CM Punk, you're getting a little bit of a bad mood here, and your match is up next. What are you still doing here?
That's exactly why I'm getting in a little bit of a bad mood. I'm psyching myself out, but I also want to check out the competition here in Ring of Honor, and here's two guys who are the top guys in Ring of Honor, but they're a little bit underrated. They're not there quite yet, but the fans have been getting behind them lately, and this could be a breakout match for either one. It'd be interesting to see who wins this match.
And there you hear the fans already getting behind. Half of them seem to be behind Striker. Half of them seem to be behind Carter. Striker, a lot on the line here. He's just coming off a huge win at Round Robin Challenge 2, where he won that 5-way, that technical classic. And a win here could definitely put him in the top 5 rankings. Tom Carter, a man who helped to innovate the junior style in the U.S. indie scene as Reckless Youth. Now he's going for more technical style. And listen to that crowd.
Clearly no fan favorite here. It's going to be a strict wrestling match. Lots of nice reversals. Tom Carter, forgive me if I continue to call him Reckless, but he did break my skull. So, both men still on the mat.
Well, that was a beautiful technical display right there. And Tom Carter is calling himself a technician. I'd say a lot of other guys could claim name to that nickname here in ROH. As you see Carter, look at that pressure on the back of the knee to put Matt Striker down and wrench that arm right there. Beautifully done by Tom Carter.
Well, let me ask you this as he switches into an overhand wrist lock and drags him over and keeps him on the mat. Now top wrist lock. Ref's got to check for Matt Striker's shoulders on the floor. But Chris Lovey, who do you pick in this match? I'll bet you.
Well, I got to say Tom Carter right now, because he's a guy, he made his ROH debut in that 4-way at Epic Encounter. This is his first high-profile singles match, and I got to think he's got to win this one. But Matt Striker's got the wave of momentum going, and he really put me on the spot right there, and it's hard to pick one, but I'll give the slight edge to Tom Carter.
Well, somebody's got to win.
That's for sure, especially since you have the Code of Honor, and of course the Code of Honor is made up of 5 laws of honor. That allows this kind of sportsmanship-like action that you see in here with clear winners and losers. It's all about respect, and of course the laws of honor are like the 5 commandments of Ring of Honor. You break one of those, and well, you know what it's like. You get the locker room definitely looks down on you, and real quick, the 5 laws of honor are: you have to shake hands before and after your match. No outside interference, and of course the Second City Saints, they don't interfere in each other's matches.
Of course not.
But the Prophecy do. And you can't involve the refs in your match. You can't throw someone into the ref. You can't get physical with the ref. We want the ref to stay up. No ref bumps. That way you get those clean winners or losers. No sneak attacks in the locker room. And if you're disqualified, you have broken the Code of Honor, we want the matches to end in pin or submission.
Now, a lot of fans ask me exactly how they expect me, a person like me, to thrive in Ring of Honor with such codes, but it's really simple because I am better than everybody in Ring of Honor. So for me to be in Ring of Honor, it's simply a matter of me proving that to everybody else. I know it's shocking. It's shocking to me that a lot of people don't actually believe that, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to prove it. And after I defeat somebody, I love nothing more than to look them in the eye and shake their hand. As Matt Striker here goes for a nice...
Well, anybody that really knows you, CM Punk, you definitely are a man of integrity. No one can doubt that. And, of course, integrity is what the Code of Honor is all about. So it's no surprise to me that you're someone that supports the Code of Honor, someone that upholds it. As there you see Matt Stryker trying to get an advantage on Tom Carter. Carter reaching the ropes.
Both men early on trading key locks here, and both seem to be going for arm submissions early on, but it'll be interesting to see if one makes a mistake, possibly the other can capitalize on a different body part, or if they're both going to stick with the arm throughout the entire match.
And the crowd definitely 50-50 in this one as they're behind both men. Matt Stryker, a relative newcomer in ROH, a man that could definitely do or die tonight, but he is a man that's making waves in a hurry here. Same with Tom Carter, as there you see a standoff. Tom Carter, a man with a reputation that he's built over years and years and years. Really one of the men that pioneered the style that you're seeing right now in the United States. But now he's a man that says, hey, I'm no longer reckless. I'm not really as young as I was. So that's why he dropped the name. And now he's a technician as he's looking to show that whole new technical side and get away from that reckless style. And you got to really admire that in him, a man who's evolving to go farther in the business as he takes Stryker down.
Matt Stryker going for a Japanese stranglehold and actually getting snapmared out of the maneuver, and now Reckless locking a cross arm breaker on. Both men know counters for every single thing that you're going to see, so this is actually a very interesting matchup.
As there you see Stryker, he's got those hands locked, so Carter can't really get the hold as effectively as he wants. But there you see Stryker getting out of it now. And he's going to work on the legs of Tom Carter. And these guys, they really know about 1,000,001 reversals, counter holds, and holds. So it's really, you got a human chess match going in there too.
Stryker looks like he's going for it, and he does. He completes a bow and arrow on Tom Carter.
And that's a very painful move right there on the back, as I'm sure you can tell us firsthand, CM Punk.
Certainly.
And you got a match coming up next, that scramble match.
I know I have a match coming up. It's a scramble match. It's the Briscoes. It's the Second City Saints. It's Izzy and Dixie from Special K, who, believe me, I am going to get my hands on. And it's the Carnage crew. And I've scouted them before, just like I'm scouting Matt Stryker and Tom Carter right now.
The Carnage crew would seem like a couple of guys whose lifestyles you look down on. I mean, they're two working class guys, but they like to go get loaded after work to forget about their miserable lives and their really awful family life. Have you ever seen Luke's wife?
No, I have never seen Loke's life. I don't really wish to see Loke's wife. I've never seen the Loch Ness Monster either, and I don't care to.
I mean, is that something you look down on, going and getting a couple of drinks to take the edge off after you?
Of course I look down on that. If anybody can't look themselves in the mirror and deal with the cards they've been dealt without getting drunk or screwed up or high, well then yes, I look down on you. You know that, Chris Lovey.
I can't say I agree with that too much. There's something wrong with a couple of drinks.
You agree that there's a match going on in the ring right now?
I do.
All right, let's stick to that before I knock the teeth down your throat.
Getting a little intense here. You got 2 matches tonight, and you're still here.
I'm still here.
As there you see,
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here for a long time.
Matt Stryker now with that hold, but once again, Carter reverses out of it and going for an STF.
There's a popular hold.
Yep, the STF definitely one of the most used holds right now. Very effective. That's why
exactly
it's used so
why
often.
It's the most used hold. This hurts your ankle. It hyperextends your thigh. It tweaks your knee. You can be choked out from it. It hurts your neck.
And there you see Stryker making the ropes.
You can immobilize a man in the middle of the ring with an STF, and there really isn't a whole lot that they could do to get out of it except try to crawl, usually with one arm, to the bottom rope. Reckless seems to be a little bit more in control right now than Matt Stryker as he throws his head into the turnbuckle.
Big forearm to the face. Both men still trying to get a clear-cut advantage on the other, as we definitely have that chess match going on right now. Up and over goes Stryker. Snap mirrors over. Cover attempt. It's going to take a lot more than that to pin Tom Carter, but don't forget, all it takes is 3 seconds, so it's always a good idea to go for the pinfall. Face first to the mat. Matt Stryker gets planted by Tom Carter. Carter hitting a high-impact move. Let's see if he can follow up. Nice swanton right there. Just a 2.
You know, for being a technician, Tom Carter doesn't hook the leg a whole lot, does he?
Tom Carter still in the early going of this one, and you keep talking about the leg, and I better see you hook the leg on every single pinfall in your matches, or you better believe I'm going to be talking about that.
You're going to see that, believe me. I'm going to win my scramble match. I'm going to win my 4-way. It's do or die, Chris Lovey. Nobody personifies that more than Ring of Honor than me.
Well, you've been a fixture in the top 5 rankings so far, going in and out of them, climbing up and down them. But no doubt, if you win that scramble match, the Second City Saints could definitely be in line for a title shot. And if you win that singles match, you're definitely a main event player here. So you do have a lot on the line tonight. And I got to say, it is admirable that you are taking that challenge of fighting twice tonight. And you requested it, of all things. As nice leg lock right there by Tom Carter. Matt Stryker in a lot of pain. Nice variation. And look at him hitting the thigh, trying to Charlie horse the thigh of Carter to get out of the hold. And Carter forced to release it. Carter there, you feeling that leg. It could be Charlie horsing up. That could definitely be a big disadvantage for him. But Stryker unable to get off the mat until now. Definitely hurting from that hold. As there you see Carter throwing him right into that. There's that steel knob right behind that turnbuckle pad, and that definitely hurts as Carter drives a shoulder right into the midsection of Stryker.
Now Carter appears to actually be going after the midsection of Matt Stryker, which is a smart move. There is a rumor that Matt Stryker has a little bit injured rib. So maybe looks like Tom Carter did his homework.
Well, I see that the rumor got around to you. It was going around the locker room that he does have a pulled muscle in his rib cage, and indeed Gary Michael Capetta did confirm that to me a few minutes ago. So Matt Stryker definitely hurting in this one, and what a gutsy effort we're seeing right here against someone like Tom Carter, who's trying to stretch that rib cage right there. But Stryker making his way up to his feet, back elbow, another one. And a third one. Carter releases a hold. Stryker into the ropes. Catches Carter. Power slam.
Nicely done, but can't capitalize.
And Matt Stryker, of course, a cover. And he hooks the leg. Just a 2. Matt Stryker, of course, he's been having that Pure Wrestling series against Chad Collier that has just been absolutely incredible. I'm looking forward to more of that in the future. But Stryker, he made Collier tap at the last ROH show to get in the top, to get close to the top 5 rankings. But Collier still holds
big European uppercut.
Yep, Collier still holds 2 submission victories over Stryker. So Stryker is known to tap in the past. And of course, Tom Carter, I'm not sure what he's setting up for as his finish yet, as he hasn't had a chance to really show it, but I imagine it would be some kind of submission move. So you see a chin lock right there by Matt Stryker. Look at that look of intensity on his face.
It's like he's going for the Japanese stranglehold again. He needs to tie his other arm around his chin there. Right now he's just got the one.
And this is giving Stryker perhaps a moment to breathe, a moment to catch his breath, a moment to think of a plan, a moment to readjust his strategy right now. Well, it's taking the air out of the body of Tom Carter, but Carter making his way up to his feet. Couple of blow to the midsection, another one, try to get out of it. And there's the third, and Stryker releases it. Carter now running the ropes, going for something high impact.
Carter plays a little bit. Stryker plays possum, kicks Reckless off the apron. Tom Carter, excuse me. Big plancha, but who's that, Matt Stryker?
Hey, Matt Stryker, yes sir, the unibrow hitting the plancha right there. Both men down, and that's the first high impact move of this match, the first high risk move of this match. Matt Stryker now, he's not wasting any time on the floor as he's getting Tom Carter back in there, but Carter staying on the ring apron. Both men in a dangerous position. This is like where we saw the German suplex with Ewan Whitmer. Oh, a DDT right on the lip of the apron. And there's nothing but steel there. There is very little padding there. That is the hardest part of the ring. And Matt Stryker just went head first right into it. Tom Carter now has a clear advantage on Matt Stryker. He has to fall up. He's dragging him into the ring. And we've seen him go for a frog splash before. That's what he could be setting up for right now.
He does have a pretty frog splash.
And Tom Carter making his way up. Matt Stryker struggling to get to his feet. Yes, he does. Catches him in a suplex. Beautifully done. Both men down.
And you know what, Chris Levy, I'd really love to see the outcome of this match, but my money's on Stryker. I got to go back and suit up for my scramble match, and after that match, I got a little bit of a surprise for you and the rest of the Ring of Honor fans.
What's that?
Oh, you'll find out. Don't worry.
All right, CM Punk leaving us here in the broadcast booth, and here comes the one and only Ray Morrow.
Hey, Lovey, great to be here, and what a night of action we've seen so far. I was in the back checking out the action. This match is great, as well as all the matches here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. What a vibe we have going on in the locker room. As you see a stiff forearm exchange right now. These guys doing anything to do or die. Matt Stryker whipping him in. No, Tom Carter, and we got an emerging classic on our hand as Carter slaps it off, but there's a leg lariat by Matt Stryker. Down goes Carter. Stryker follows up with a boot. Carter goes down again.
And Stryker firing up. What great back and forth action we have here, Chris. And now Stryker picking up Reckless. What's he going for?
Yeah, I'm kind of a little glad to get CM Punk out of here. That guy can get pretty obnoxious times.
Really? Hopefully I'll never have to work with him.
As there you see, nice reversal right there by Carter. Carter now has Stryker hooked. Drops him down in a brain buster.
Wow, beautifully executed. And I think Reckless is going back up top again. What's he going for? That frog splash, Chris?
There it is. Perfectly executed. Cover.
No, count of 2, and he didn't hook the leg. I heard you guys talking about that earlier. He did not hook the leg there. I think that's a vital mistake by Tom Carter.
Gary Moore right on top of the action right there. He's counting both men down. And listen to that crowd. What a great match we've seen on our hands right here.
Talk about the action, but what about the performance of the crowd tonight? It just seems like there's an extra energy, an extra vibe in the crowd tonight. I mean, they're on fire here.
What about the Murphy Rec? Is this even the Murphy Rec Center?
I know, it's beautiful with the lighting and everything. This is really good.
The new canvas, the guardrails. It's definitely an event to come to a Ring of Honor show. It's a total live experience as Carter whips him in, but he gets caught. Now Stryker trying for something, but Carter reverses out of it. Oh, beautiful! Grabs the leg, roll up. No, and look at Carter. He scooted out of the way. And now he grabs Stryker again, another 2 count. Beautiful by Tom Carter, scooting out of the way there. And I haven't seen anyone counter that like that before, as now we got a backslide. No, Stryker rolls through, small package, another cover.
Wow, both men so close to obtaining a victory here, and a nice forearm by Stryker, but a lot of energy was expended there. He's falling down. Both men are down. This is just great.
And can you blame them for being exhausted with the action we've seen so far? This crowd still split 50-50. Both men, a win here will put Stryker in the top 5 rankings. Tom Carter desperately needs a win to solidify his spot as a top guy here in ROH and live up to his reputation, to what he's done in the past. Both men have it all on the line as they try to do or die, and they are going all out. As there you see headbutts by Tom Carter. He is whipping Matt Stryker in. Matt Stryker catches him. Death Valley driver possibly. No. Into a crucifix. No. And he rolls through and Matt Stryker hangs on.
What strike? Wow, and he dropped him.
Death Valley driver cover.
No, not enough. And the fans appreciating this great action here in the Murphy Rec Center. And I'll tell you, this match is even. I don't know who's going to win this one here, Chris.
This one has definitely been even. These two with great holds and counter holds against each other. They've hit a couple of high-impact moves, but not enough. But both men definitely exhausted, definitely injured. It's coming down to condition. It is coming down to who wants to do or die more. As Matt Stryker sent Tom Carter up on the top rope. He's climbing up. Into an inverted DDT. 2 count. 1 reversal by Tom Carter. We almost saw a Death Valley driver from the top rope, but in midair, Tom Carter shifted his weight, reversing into an inverted DDT from the top rope. Beautifully done.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I think we have an emerging classic here. And one of these 2 guys going to pull out for a finish here. This is just incredible action.
I think they got to start thinking about submission holds. Of course, Matt Stryker, he uses that ankle lock. He uses that Stryker lock. Tom Carter, who knows what he's going to pull out. And Tom Carter now trying for a big forearm, perhaps. No. Stryker ducks it. Carter catches a leg. Oh, dragon screw with an extra rotation on it.
Wow, what a variation that was. And what's he going for here?
He's going for the inverted cloverleaf. Of course, it's the Texas cloverleaf that Chad Collier used to make Matt Stryker tap twice, and we have an inverted cloverleaf right now. Matt Stryker, the pain racing through his body as he's going for the ropes. He's reaching. He's using everything that he's got. Can he make it or will he tap?
He's close.
And he's got it.
Wow, that was almost do or die right there on that move there for Matt Stryker.
It was do or die, and Matt Stryker came through, reaching the ropes. Tom Carter a little bit frustrated, but if he gets that inverted cloverleaf again, I think that he's going to take this match.
And now Carter.
And what a live atmosphere we have here right now. You have to be live to experience this. As Carter trying to get that inverted cloverleaf again, trying to grab the leg. Stryker desperately kicking out. Oh, look at that right in the ankle.
Oh, wow, what a painful move that was. Followed by a drop kick and now a cover. But no, not enough. And you're right, Carter looks a little frustrated here. He's going to have to come up with something because Matt Stryker is in pain. Matt Stryker is down. This is Tom Carter's chance right here.
Tom Carter now going perhaps for a shin breaker. Matt Stryker desperate with those fists. And oh, look at that. Just clubs right on the leg of Matt Stryker.
Wow, that was vicious, Chris.
Tom Carter getting more aggressive here as this match goes on. And as he's got Matt Stryker definitely in trouble, no doubt about that. Reversal, cover! No, Carter rolls through. And Carter's getting that inverted cloverleaf. He's got him hooked for it.
If he hooks, it might be over.
He's trying to turn him over. Can he turn him over? He's got him in the middle of the ring. No, roll up by Stryker.
I can't believe it. What a maneuver.
Carter, look at that look on his face. He can't believe it either. Matt Stryker, beautiful reversal on a combination and he gets a 3 count.
I'll tell you what, he's the king of counters, and he just showed it right there because he just got a submission move for a victory. What an impressive victory victory here for Matt Striker.
What a great match. I really look forward to more of both these two down the line. The pure wrestling division of Ring of Honor is going to be the thing to watch in the second half of 2003. Watch just great competitors, great athletes, some of the most skilled in the world. You're seeing them right here in Philadelphia. You're going to see them in Boston. You're going to see them in Dayton, Ohio. You're going to see them wherever Ring of Honor goes. And what a great sportsmanship match. You have to respect the hell out of these two, and these two have to respect each other after that one. And it's all about the handshake right now. Hold on, Striker had his hand extended, and Carter doesn't seem to want anything to do with the handshake.
Wait a second.
Let's get Capetta down to the ring. Capetta can maybe get some answers for this. Tom Carter refusing to shake hands.
What's this about here, Chris?
Matt Striker looks puzzled.
I mean, that was a pretty sportsmanlike match the whole way through, and now I've never seen this side of Tom Carter.
Yeah, it was a very sportsmanlike match. But Tom Carter, only his second Ring of Honor match, of course, the four-way, and then this hasn't really had a chance to show his personality here. But well, there's Capetta. We got him in the ring. Let's get some answers.
I was watching the match back in the corner, and the first thing I have to say is that was one hell of a match.
I'll second that.
Yeah, I'll agree.
It was a match of both of you guys to be proud of.
Without a doubt.
So Tom Carter, now listen, I know you've committed to most of the upcoming Ring of Honor shows. And I know that you know what the code of honor is. Before a match, you shake hands. After a match, it's just sportsmanlike. You shake hands.
It's a code of honor. Very frustrated is Tom Carter. He's got the mic. Let's see what he's got to say.
You know, was completely wrong.
Wrong?
He pinned him clean.
That was a cheap pin.
I won't agree with that. That was all skill right there. Beautiful reversal by Striker.
Over screaming tap tap, and I had you so close.
It's true, but close isn't a victory.
Hey, let me clue you into something, boy. Obviously, you don't know who I am.
What?
I'm Tom Carter, formerly known as Reckless Youth, the King of the Independents.
Well, he was the king of the independents as Reckless Youth.
I'm the man that pioneered the junior style that every one of those other marks in that locker room copied me.
Did he just say marks in the locker room?
This guy's got some kind of ego.
Now, I come in the Ring of Honor, and what do? They give me a crappy four-way match on my debut.
The champion was in it.
And then I come out here, and I get totally cheated of my tap-out victory.
What is Carter talking about? What an ego this guy has.
Well, I promise each and every one of you in this building, marks, smart marks, and workers alike, just like I reinvented junior style in America, is exactly what I'm going to do with technical style, purist style here in America.
He's going to reinvent pure wrestling? Boy, this guy's got a big head.
You want me to shake your hand, punk? This stupid code of honor? I'll tell you what. You and me, let's do this the right way. A tap-out match.
I'd like to see that.
In this building, a tap-out.
Wow, I'd definitely like to see that one. But Tom Carter, obviously frustrated. It seems like he snapped here.
You know what, Tom? That doesn't change the fact that I just beat you cleanly right here in the middle of the ring.
That's true.
Everything you said about the way you reinvented the styles is absolutely correct. I can't argue, and neither can any one of these people sitting out here or any of the ones in the back.
You gotta give credit where it's due.
Winning is the number one thing, and by beating you, Tom, I put myself in the top 5 rankings, and I am damn proud of that.
And that is something to be proud of, making those top 5 rankings. Just to be listed as one of the top 5 with this talent roster.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But the next time we come back here, on the 28th of next month, you want to tap out match? You got it. One stipulation though, you gotta shake my hand right now.
Tom Carter should just shake his hand so we have that tap out match set because I want to see it. And Tom Carter's still looking hesitant. He's throwing a fit. And
wait a second.
Allison Danger. What is Allison Danger? The Prophecy. Chris Daniels' lackey.
What's she doing out here?
Don't shake hands. Chris Daniels is waiting for Tom Carter.
Am I hearing this right?
Is Tom Carter going to join the Prophecy? Allison Danger out there basically offering him a spot, I guess.
They're looking for new members. I mean, that's the buzz going around.
And what's Carter going to do? He's looking at Allison.
I think he's got a choice here.
Allison Danger is begging him to join the Prophecy, one of Daniel's minions. And look at Carter, he's shaking hands. It's good to see Tom Carter not joining the Prophecy. Allison Danger storming off. And we have a tap-out match set for June the 22nd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I can't wait.
Are you ready? Bring on the smoke. Turn up the lights. Can you feel the energy? I said, can you feel the energy? Okay. Now, get ready to lose your mind. Get ready to lose control. Now, you're a victim of hardstyle.
And we are back, and what a tag team scramble we have on our hands right there. As you see Colt Cabana, and what's he doing in the ring?
I have no idea. What is he up to?
I don't know, but it's Colt Cabana and CM Punk representing the Second City Saints. Then you see Jay Briscoe, and it's him and Mark in this one. Then, of course, we got the Carnage Crew, Loken DeVito, and we have Special K represented by Izzy and Dixie. And what a bunch of clashes of characters we have in this one, as you see a great lockup right there by Cabana.
But wait a second, Chris. I'm getting word from our producer. Let's go to the back. Something's going on.
All right, guys. Now, look, we need to get some scoops. Let's do something different
Hey,
today. We have some
competitor.
Hey, champ. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing terrific.
Hey, listen, I got a big scoop for you.
A scoop we can use tonight?
Yeah, sure.
Right,
Yeah, huge scoop.
Lay it on me, champ.
Well, the first one is, you know that title match I have tonight?
Yeah.
You think for 1 second I'm gonna let some common thug take my belt away from me? Well, you're out of your mind. But that's beside the point. Listen, I actually got a bigger scoop for you because you remember that one show where the Prophecy came out and kicked my ass.
Yeah, it was your first title defense in Pittsburgh. Yep.
Yeah, they beat me and Michael Shane.
That's right, Chad.
Yeah, that sucked. Well, yeah, we'll see the scoop. Well, I got a better idea. How about I just show you?
Scoop?
Yeah.
Right now?
Right now.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Come on, let's go in here.
Cameraman, come on, follow us. We got a scoop. We got a scoop. Holy shit!
I did this to you! I did this to you! I did this to you! Remember that! You hear me, boy? I did this to you! You never sneak up on me! I did this to you!
Oh my God, we need help back here! Come on, we need help! Holy shit, man!
Hey, GMC, you better, cell phone. You call one of them doctors.
You got way
That'd
over
be,
the line.
yeah, I did, didn't I?
Way over the line, man.
I can't understand a word you say.
Okay, we're gonna get you help. We're gonna get you help.
Joey just jumping Dan off of the Prophecy and right on the jaw with that knee.
I know, it looks like he was going for revenge after getting jumped last time in Pittsburgh.
It was Retribution Round Robin Challenge 2, April 26th, the last Ring of Honor show. The Prophecy leaving Samoa Joe lane after his first Ring of Honor title defense, and looks like Joe got some payback right there.
You're right, Chris. All hell is breaking loose here.
The Prophecy and the group war has exploded.
And I can't wait for 2 weeks in Cambridge. What's going to happen? I can't wait.
I can't even think of that right now. This kind of scramble action we have as you see Colt Cabana and Jay Briscoe. Don't worry, fans, you didn't miss anything in this one, as this scramble just underway, and we really got to turn our attention to the match right now.
And that's right. Wow. Cabana firing up on Briscoe right there as he connected with a punch right to the jaw and another.
Nice punch right there. And as I was saying, look at the contrast of personalities in there. You have the Second City Saints, CM Punk with that straight edge lifestyle. Jay and Mark Briscoe, the two upstart youngsters, the endless potential that they have. The Carnage crew, they got those miserable lives that they have to go to the nudie bar and drink a couple of beers to forget about. I bet CM Punk looks down on that. And then, of course, the spoiled raver kids, Izzy and Dixie, spending their parents' money on drugs. And you saw they're trying to turn this place into a rave earlier tonight.
Now, what's that all about?
I mean, come on here. This is Ring of Honor. That stuff doesn't belong. So a lot of contrasting personalities in this one. CM Punk especially, you know he wants a piece of Izzy and Dixie with that kind of such a contrast of lifestyles. As there's Jay Briscoe, nice pescado on Colt Cabana. This scramble's really taking off right now.
A beautiful high-flying move there as Cabana looks like he's out on the floor. And, oh, wow. And DeVito just rocked Dixie there with the clothesline.
And that's the scramble rules. As soon as someone goes out of the ring, someone else can come in. No tags necessary, and it's one fall to a finish. As we have right now Dixie and DeVito going at it. And look at DeVito keeping up with the youngster right there. And, trying to teach him a lesson with that clothesline. And look at Dixie.
And why was he dancing there? That's not necessary.
As there you see Dixie beating on both Carnage crew members. Beautiful swinging DDT on DeVito. Nicely executed.
Wow, you're right. A nice move there by Dixie on DeVito there.
Could you imagine how good these kids could be if they got off whatever they were on and got serious? Oh, DeVito coming back, dumps them overhead right into the corner. You know, Low-Key even said how much potential these guys had, and that's why he wanted to wrestle them in March. And they won't forget that beating they got in Cambridge. I'd expect the unexpected, that's for sure.
That was brutal. And now it looks like it's breaking down here as all members of all four teams are now hitting the ring.
And DeVito, knee right to the face into a swinging neck breaker. Excuse me, that was Loke. Very nicely executed. As there's DeVito leveling Izzy with the punch. Loke and DeVito whipping Izzy into the ropes now. He ducks the double clothesline. He goes low on both of them. Beautiful dropkick moonsault on both of them. I guess that's what you would call that move.
I guess you're right, but a nice move there by Dixie as the Carnage crew
Izzy
right
out. There. Izzy now taking it to Mark Briscoe. Whipping Mark in. Climbing up. Flips off him. Uh-oh, Mark catches him. He's going for some sort of a suplex. Izzy back elbows his way out of it. Mark catches him again, though. Oh, back elbow. Slice bread number 2 into a split leg powerbomb. Wow. Covered by Izzy.
But no, not enough.
And Mark and Jay Briscoe there are coming off those just awesome ROH title matches against AJ and Red, and those belts have to be in their future. You'd have to think that. I'd love to see those two teams go at it one more time. But right now, Mark, he's faced with Izzy, and he catches him, and he gets it this time. Izzy gets dumped right on his head.
Wow, and Izzy might be out. He just took an unbelievable move there. And now that leaves Mark in the ring with CM Punk.
Izzy rolling out. That means CM Punk can just come right in.
And you hear the boos from the fans by CM Punk as he just got forearmed by Loke. And it's breaking down again, Chris.
And Loke definitely has an issue with CM Punk because CM Punk's a guy that looks down on Loke having a few drinks to get the edge off. You heard him commentary earlier tonight, and I'm actually kind of glad to get him in the ring now, the broadcast booth. But CM Punk, I think we got everybody in there right now.
We got 5 guys, 6 guys now in the ring. And what's HC Loke signaling for?
Loke taking control of the situation right here. It looks like he's got some idea. Hold on, the Carnage Crew pulled out of the ring by Cabana and Briscoe, and then the other 2 guys just dumped over the top rope onto that whole pile. That was something else.
And Izzy's talking about smoking weed with Punk. And Punk fires back with a clothesline. I guess that's his answer.
Yeah. You can't say that to a straight-edge guy like CM Punk. He holds those beliefs so near and dear to him. He's all about integrity as you see him exchanging forearms right there with Jay Briscoe. What intensity by both men. Jay Briscoe unleashing right there with a series of forearms. But a reversal by Punk. Tilt-a-whirl. Oh, into a slam. Now he picks Jay Briscoe up. Oh, beautiful move by CM Punk. That's a CM Punk original right there. But there's Loke right back in.
Wow, what a lariat by Punk. That was great.
And here comes the goofball Colt Cabana, but Loke unloading on him. Loke looking very good in this one so far, but Cabana catches him. He's got him set up for something. Loke trying to kick his way out, but he knows he's in trouble. And here comes springboard senton over the top by Punk on the Loke, who is elevated by Colt Cabana. Very nicely done. The Second City Saints, whether they're singles or tag, are definitely guys to watch here in ROH. And here's Dixie and Izzy coming off the top. A little mistimed. If they weren't on anything, maybe they would have hit that. That's what you get when you do stuff in the locker room before you get out here.
We see it time and time again. Every time with Special K, if they would just get it off the sauce, they'd be all good.
They just have to get clean, and these guys could be awesome, the whole group. As there you see Colt Cabana knocking Dixie off, but here's Izzy from behind. And
Izzy in a precarious position up top.
Colt Cabana catching him. Cabana yelling for Punk. We're going to see some Second City Saints double team work right here. Punk up on the top. Beautiful drop kick, but Izzy had the legs wrapped around Cabana. Took him down to reverse Huna Karada. What a move. And that was extra momentum from the force of that drop kick used against the Second City Saints. Beautifully done. And DeVito now taking it to Punk. Nice drop kick. DeVito's not fancy, but he's great in everything that he does. And let's see what's Loke and DeVito alone in the ring. 2 of the toughest guys here on the ROH roster. You've seen them in bloodbaths, and now you're seeing them in scramble action. And boy, are they good at it. Beautiful swinging suplex right there by the Carnage Crew.
Suplex into a neck breaker. What a great tag team maneuver there by the Carnage Crew. And man, they are really taking it to the scramble matches here in 2003. They're really adapting to the scramble match style, Chris.
Without a doubt, those scramble matches they've been involved in excellent. As there you see them taking it to the Briscoes now, hanging in there with the top ROH wrestling tag teams. Of course, you're used to seeing the Carnage Crew in those blood matches, but there's Mark, beautifully done on DeVito. Nice suplex.
Wow, what a clothesline by Loke. And a Mafia kick by Jay.
And I'd like to see the Briscoes and the Carnage Crew hook it up in a regular match.
Wow, that was it. What a flurry of action we're seeing here, Chris Lovey.
Beautifully done, and Jay Briscoe, the only man on his feet. There you hear the crowd showing their appreciation to Jay and Mark Briscoe, and I really want to see him get another tag title shot against AJ and Red. Those matches just unbelievable.
And I think the Briscoes probably, out of the 4 teams here, are definitely the fan favorites right here. And wow, Loke just dropped them right on top of his head, but the Briscoes definitely one of the most popular tag teams here in ROH.
And one of the most skilled at that. And so great to see them together as a team. As there you see right now, it's Loke and Izzy, and DeVito signaling for something, perhaps that spike pile driver.
If he hits it, it's all over. One of the most devastating maneuvers in professional wrestling. We might see it here, Chris.
And he's got him hooked right now. Loke's climbing up. They're going to hit it. The Carnage Crew are going to win this one, but no, there's Dixie saving his fellow Special K member. And what's Izzy now? Nice Hurricane off the top rope. That takes care of DeVito.
And now Dixie's in the ring. All the other men are down.
And where's Dixie going? It looks like he's trying to get higher right now. Comes off, beautiful dive to the floor.
Nice dive there by Dixie. A great high-flying maneuver here.
And that took out Jay Briscoe. Briscoe down on the floor. As we see Mark now looking towards the outside. He's getting some ideas. He's hitting the ropes and... Oh, what a dive!
And did you see the impact he made with the rails on the outside? What a collision we have here in the Murphy Rec Center.
Mark Briscoe, he keeps growing by the day, but he's still pulling off high-flying maneuvers like that. As Izzy now going up.
But no, Cabana cuts him off. But look, DeVito's scaling to the top rope.
And what's DeVito going up for? DeVito making his way. Cabana coming off Izzy on the other side. And DeVito, beautiful moonsault to the floor. And he takes a beating on those guardrails too. But the whole pile is down.
What the hell's gotten into the Carnage crew in this match? They're showing me a lot.
Everyone down on the floor right now. CM Punk coming up to the top with Izzy. Cut him off. But there's Dixie fighting Colt Cabana. Cabana catches him, Tilt-A-Whirl. No, Dixie gets out of it. Cabana now taking Dixie up. He's got him hooked for that Colt 45. This is his finish. Colt 45 on Dixie. And we could have a pin right here. No, but hold on. CM Punk's got Izzy hooked. Dixie plunge on the Dixie. Both the Ravens are down.
And the Second City Saints are victorious here in the Screamer match.
What you just saw are the first of two casualties in a revolution. I'm gonna get these two pieces of trash out of my ring right now, but before I do, I have one simple thing I would like to tell them. Dixie, Izzy, good job, champ. Straight edge means I'm better than you. I used to think that I was alone in this world, but every time I come into Philly, I look out there and I see some independent thinkers that are just like me. I see those that are disenfranchised with the way the world works, just like me. You see, when I walk out here and I throw up an X, there's people just like me in this crowd. Let me see them. Let me see the X's. I know you're out there. Oh, some of you might hate what I believe in. But those out there, take a look around. Those that have thrown up the X's right now are drug-free, they're alcohol-free, and they're better than each and every single one of you. The rest of you are weak. You depend on a pill or maybe a little weed to get through your lives. Yeah, come on. Yeah, who here smokes weed? I take the responsibility of burdening the minority. I am the voice of the voiceless. Those who do not cheer, you are my soldiers. This is my revolution. And you, Raven, almost 10 years ago, started a revolution of your own. But those who sip from your Kool-Aid, where are they right now? Oh, here's one right now. You're either a plumber, a factory worker, maybe you're a housewife, but either way, Raven. 10 years ago, you followed Raven down a path of drugs and debauchery, and where are you now? Wearing the same ratty-ass hat, sporting a stupid-ass t-shirt, paying to see me
Gary Michael Capetta. We're here in Philadelphia. It's intermission time, and I've got with me B.J. Whitmer. Now, my friend, you've had a lot of luck, but it's been bad luck. Last time we're here in Philadelphia, you were knocked out by CM Punk. Tonight, Alice in Danger interfered, and you lost the match. My friend, it's been bad luck for you for too long. What are you going to do about it?
You know, you're right. I have had some real bad luck here lately. But I will get CM Punk back in the ring, and I will get a conclusive finish, especially after some of the things he said after that match. But what was with tonight? I mean, I thought this was Ring of Honor. I thought there was no outside interference.
Capetta!
Totally
Where's
uninvolved.
Capetta? Capetta! Whoa! Just the man I'm looking for. Listen to this. Danny Moff is on his way to the hospital. I think his jaw's been dislocated. It might even be broken. This is exactly the problem that I'm talking about.
You know what? What's up with what your lackeys did tonight, brother?
Hey, it's unfortunate for you, B.J. Whitmer, but you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm just fighting fire with fire. You see, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the hypocrisy that is Ring of Honor. You see, the same hypocrisy that sees the Ring of Honor champion, Samoa Joe, attack a man while he's changing his clothes. But enough about that. You know what, BJ? Maybe in the future when your luck changes, I'll think about bringing you into the prophecy and putting you in a position where you can affect your own luck. But right now, Gary Michael Capetta, I've got a message for you that I want you to deliver to Samoa Joe.
Okay, shoot.
I want you to tell him that I challenge him to a fight. Not a match, a fight. After the show is over and all the fans have gone home, I challenge him to an empty arena match. You tell him to show up if he's got the guts, because tonight, I'll take his pride, and the next time we meet, I'll take the ROH Championship.
Empty arena? Is he saying... What's that?
I don't know. What's he talking about?
I think what he's talking about is after the show tonight, he wants to meet him without a crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, you never know what to expect here in Ring of Honor. We're going to be going back to the rest of the show, and then we're going to try to peek in on that empty arena.
Hurricane John Walters! His opponent, he weighs in at 230 pounds, and hails from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, by way of San Juan, Puerto Rico, the Lone Wolf, Andy Anderson.
And we have two newcomers here to Ring of Honor. Andy Anderson, a star from IWA Puerto Rico. John Walters, a man definitely looking to put his name on the map. A man who's really made strides in 2003 from the Northeast, from the Boston area, as you see a lockup right there. But what about what we just saw at intermission? Chris Daniels challenging Samoa Joe to an empty arena brawl.
I know chaos is ensuing in the ring and in the back during this whole show tonight. I can't believe what's going on here at Do or Die.
And Joe with Danny Moff on his way to the hospital right now as we got an intense lockup between Anderson and Walters. Both these men total unknowns. Oh!
Wow, vicious slaps there.
And they are definitely putting it all on the line to Do or Die tonight. Headlock by Anderson.
Nice reversal there by Walters. Back and forth action we have here.
And what about that tirade CM Punk went on?
What is that all about?
I don't know what's with that guy. If he's going to get ready for another match right now, or else we'd have him back on commentary. Beautiful wrestling back and forth right there by Walters and Anderson. These two looking real good. The crowd settling back into their seats after intermission right now, having no idea what's going on in the back. All the mayhem with the group and the prophecy. Wow, nice by John Walters. John Walters, very impressive. This Boston native is definitely going to be a guy to keep an eye on as he takes Anderson down and grabs the arm. As there you see him working the arm, and hold on, looks like...
Exactly who are these two? Before I go on another tirade here to explain exactly in between my matches why I came out here one more time. Who are these two?
It's Andy Anderson and John Walters. You got a four-way next, CM Punk.
I got a four-way, but did you see exactly what I did in this scramble, Chris Lovey? And who's this jerk to my left over here?
That's Ray Morrow.
All right, it doesn't matter, but I told you exactly what was going to happen. I pinned Special K. I told you I was going to get my hands on him, and now the revolution has begun. Now I have a four-way with some guy named Chris Daniels, Jimmy Rave, and the future Frankie Kazarian. Well, those are my next three victims in my revolution. And you never know, these two right here may be the next two victims.
CM Punk definitely very impressive showing in the scramble match. I can't deny that. That tirade, that revolution you have leading it, I don't understand it.
it's really easy to understand, and Raven's going to understand it on the 28th in Philly at the Murphy Rec Center. And right now, I'm going to get ready for my four-way, and I'm going to show you exactly why straight edge means I'm better than you.
Hold on, CM Punk. I got one more scoop for you. Just hand it to me. In just 2 weeks in Boston, you're going to have to face BJ Whitmer again after all the stuff you said to him. It's going to be BJ Whitmer and Raven against Colt Cabana.
You think I'm worried? Do I look worried? Me and Cabana, the first time as a tag in Ring of Honor, just dominated the three top teams, the Briscoes, Special K, the Carnage Crew. Do I look worried, Chris Lovey?
Not at all, but Raven's coming for a fight. That one's going to get violent in Boston. It's Night of the Grudges, June 14th. CM Punk, Colt Cabana, the Second City Saints against Raven and BJ Whitmer.
BJ and Raven don't stand a chance because I've had them both beat in the middle of the ring, and I actually made Raven tap out, and you're just going to see more of the same in Boston.
All right, CM Punk now, I guess he's getting ready for his, just stormed off, getting ready for his match.
Thanks for dropping by. But let's get to the action in the ring here. As we saw Andy Anderson dominating so far John Walters here, and he has him in the corner with some forearms and chops.
But these two looking very impressive, and can there be any more mayhem going on behind the scenes tonight?
I hope not. I think I've had enough. I mean, this is almost too much action here.
Andy Anderson, John Walters, could put it all on the line as they try to do or die, but really my mind's on what's going to happen with Chris Daniels and Samoa Joe. Once the building empties, once all the fans go home, once the ring crew starts taking down the ring, what's going to happen there? John Walters, so let's get back to the match. Nice knees to Andy Anderson. Both these guys looking great so far and definitely impressing the fans. And nice powerbomb, reversal right there by John Walters. Andy Anderson is hurt.
Got to go for the cover. Hook of the leg, but not enough.
Both these guys in excellent condition. Both these guys so desperate to make a name. Andy Anderson, he made his name in Puerto Rico. Now he wants to make his name in the United States. John Walters, an emerging talent, a guy who could be a star in the future, and he's looking very impressive right here as he's hooking that leg, but Andy Anderson making the ropes.
Wisely, Andy Anderson gets the ropes right there. Looks like he's favoring that left leg, that left knee there, and Walters has to capitalize on this.
And I'd say so far both these men are earning their spot right here in ROH.
Nice scoop and a slam there, and Andy Anderson, he's no small guy as Walters scales to the top rope.
Misses a splash.
No water in the pool on that one, Chris.
I heard that before somewhere. But anyways, here's Andy Anderson. Forearms right to the lower back of John Walters.
He's softening him up. What's he going for here?
Perhaps a splash mountain. He's got him up. Walters is helpless up there.
Look at the strength by Anderson as he's just holding him there, making him think about it.
The lone wolf Andy Anderson drops him down.
Nice maneuver. But no, not enough. And Andy Anderson's looking a little frustrated as well. And he's got to capitalize because Walters is down. Walters is hurting. This is Andy Anderson's shot right here for a victory.
And Andy Anderson is following up big time. He's got him hooked. John Walters has to fight out of it. He does. Saves himself. Kick. Stops Anderson short. Whips Anderson in. Follows up. Back elbow by Anderson, though. And now back on the top, and Walters pulls him down. Wow. Down to the mat goes Andy Anderson, and that definitely had to hurt. Paul Turner checking on Andy as you see him favoring that lower back right now. John Walters has taken a lot of punishment so far. Both men looking very impressive. Both men struggling to get to their feet. And the crowd getting behind both these men, and the crowd knows neither of them. I mean, they really haven't even seen tapes of these guys before they came to Ring of Honor. As there you see John Walters trying to make his way up. It hits Andy Anderson with a shoulder block. Slings himself into the ring. Sunset flip, no. Anderson rolls through, grabs the leg.
Wow, bridge up by Walters. Nice strength there.
Beautiful bridge.
And look at this, he's got him.
Plants him in a DDT type maneuver. Cover.
No, not enough. He almost had him.
And I can't pick a winner in this one, and I think that's the theme that we have going tonight, as every match has just been so even, impossible to choose who's going to get that big move, who's going to put together the series of moves, who's going to gain the victory or the tap out. As there we see a back and forth with forearms right there. Oh, both men just nailing each other.
Devastating forearms by both guys here, as it is do or die here.
And hold on, Walters, he catches Anderson in something. Anderson fighting for his life. No, Anderson rolls through, though. Anderson now taking Walters up, perhaps another splash mountain. And
he's got him up again, Chris.
Oh, he's spinning around. If he hits this, it's going to be all over. Yes.
Wow, what a nice move. And that's it. Andy Anderson is victorious in his debut here.
And I got to say, I'm very impressed with both men. And I think that we haven't seen the last of either of them in Ring of Honor. We could see two stars in the future right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, weighing in at 172 pounds, from Atlanta, Georgia,
And we are underway right here for a one fall to a finish four-way. CM Punk of the Second City Saints. Busy night for him between commentary, wrestling before, and now wrestling again. Jimmy Rave up from NWA Wildside, also on NWA TNA. And this guy's just a stellar athlete, a man to definitely keep an eye on. Frankie Kazarian, very good showing in the ECWA Super 8 this year. One of the best from the West Coast. Another guy that can make an impact. And of course, the leader of the Prophecy, Christopher Daniels. And Allison Danger is at ringside in the corner of Christopher Daniels. And Lucifer is in the corner of CM Punk.
And let's talk a little bit about Christopher Daniels here as Punk and Jimmy Rave are locking up here. He's having a little trouble tonight. His mate Danny Moff got attacked in the locker room by Samoa Joe, and then Christopher Daniels challenging Samoa Joe to an empty arena fight at the end of the show. What the hell is that all about?
I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you right now are tempted to fast forward right to the end of this tape or DVD to check it out, but hey, just watch the show because something's going to be going down. I don't know what.
You never know what's going to happen, especially at this Do or Die show. This is just incredible.
Yep, and Chris Daniels, you talk about a busy night for him. Of course, all that mayhem going on backstage. But not only that, he requested to be in this match. Chris Daniels, he's made it known he's looking for new members of the Prophecy, and he said, put me in with 3 of the guys who are going to do or die on that night. And look at CM Punk after that chop. He doesn't want any more of that.
Wow, Jimmy Rave just slapped the you-know-what out of CM Punk there. Whew, that was brutal.
But Christopher Daniels said, hey, I want to test myself against 3 of these newcomers. And there you see Lucy with CM Punk. He said, put me in the ring with the best that are coming in. And of course, CM Punk, he came in late last year. He's been really becoming a force show by show here in ROH. A guy that could really break through as a main eventer, especially if he wins this match tonight after winning the tag team match. And then you have Jimmy Rave and Frankie Kazarian. Jimmy Rave, of course, he did a little TV taping in December, but this is his first ROH main show debut. And Frankie Kazarian making this debut. Daniels, he wants to test himself against these guys so he can see if they got what it takes to make the Prophecy. And of course, who says they even want to join us? A lot of people, they want to honor the Code of Honor and uphold it. And there you see Daniels talking to Allison Danger.
And you're right, a lot of new faces, a lot of new issues. This is what's going to make this match really interesting. I've been looking forward to this all night.
As you see CM Punk, after losing that arm drag exchange to Jimmy Rave, he's tagging out to Frankie Kazarian. And CM Punk definitely becoming a controversial figure here in ROH with that feud with Raven. And I mean, you've heard him on the videotape enough. He's got his own views over himself as you see Jimmy Rave and Frankie Kazarian squaring off right now. But you really think if CM Punk can score 2 victories tonight on Do or Die, he's definitely going to really be a main guy here in ROH, especially after the winning streak he's had against Raven and everything else that's gone down, beating CM Punk, beating Michael Shane, one victory after another for him. And then you got to figure for a guy like Jimmy Rave or Frankie Kazarian, if they can win this match, they've definitely earned their spot in ROH, and they might even crack the top 5 rankings in their very first show.
You're right, a lot to gain by all 4 individuals if they come out victorious in this match. As we see Jimmy Rave and Frankie Kazarian at a stalemate here.
And Chris Daniels, he has a lot on the line too, as he wants a shot at a #1 contenders trophy. He might fight Joe later on tonight, but he wants a title shot. In order to get that title shot, you got to get that #1 contenders trophy, and a win here would definitely put Daniels in line at a #1 contenders trophy shot.
And so far this year, 2003, hasn't been such a stellar year for Christopher Daniels. I hope that Samoa Joe isn't waiting in his mind. I hope that he's concentrated because this is such an important match. This is almost kind of do or die for Christopher Daniels. I mean, he's been on a losing streak of late.
Without a doubt, but don't forget, he did win that round robin challenge too, kind of turned things around a little bit for him. But before that, this was just a terrible year for him. Losing the Homicide, losing to Doug Williams, losing a feud to Loki and AJ Styles, a Revenge on the Prophecy, and what a match that was. Oh, nice over the head release, belly-to-belly suplex by Jimmy Rave. But Chris Daniels could be on his way to turning it around, as you saw that impressive showing, especially that great match against Paul London at Retribution Round Robin Challenge 2, then laying out Samoa Joe, as there you see Daniels taking it to Frankie Kazarian right now as we're talking to him. But then, of course, the Prophecy laying out Samoa Joe after his very first title defense, and what a great hard-hitting that match out was against Doug Williams. And Joe not able to enjoy the glory of his first title defense, the Prophecy knocking him down, and now Daniels has stated he's coming after that ROH title himself.
And Frankie Kazarian with a big boot to Daniels and a nice kick to the side of Daniels' head into a neckbreaker. A nice combination there by the future Frankie Kazarian, and Daniels tags out.
Up Daniels tagging out to Jimmy Rave. As you see a trend so far, when somebody gets on the advantage, they are quick to tag out. And by the looks of this one, we could be in for a long one right here. But Daniels, he doesn't care if it's Homicide or Samoa Joe. He just wants that ROH title.
Wow, nice boot and nice forearm there by Kazarian on the youngest member of this match, Jimmy Rave, as he shoots him off. Nice drop kick there by Kazarian.
Kazarian perfectly executed drop kick on Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave, perhaps one of the most improved guys in the business over the past year. He keeps getting better and better, and he's definitely a guy I could see him having a future in ROH, and he really needs a win here to cement that.
And look at Frankie Kazarian in the ring, showing a little attitude here, a little cockiness here. This is something I didn't expect of a guy making his ROH debut, but it looks like he's not fazed by the ROH competitors or the ROH fans, Chris.
Well, Frankie Kazarian, he's got experience in 0-1. He's got experience all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, England, you name it. Frankie Kazarian's been there. And look at this, CM Punk and Daniels face-to-face in the ring. We got the leader of the Second City Saints and the leader of the Prophecy.
Now, this is definitely an interesting matchup, as CM Punk went for the handshake.
And listen to that crowd behind Christopher Daniels here as they want to see him get success. Oh, another psych job right there by Chris Daniels.
And here comes the mind games. Both these guys masters of them.
CM Punk embedded in a mind game war right now with Raven, in addition to a very physical war with Raven, but he's pulling some of those mind games on Christopher Daniels as there you see him avoiding the lockup. Oh, and showing him the X.
And there's Allison Danger, Sea-Hag with her green hair at ringside.
Well, I'll leave those one-liners to CM Punk right there, as we still have more of a standoff with CM Punk and Chris Daniels. And
the fans showing their appreciation for CM Punk.
Yep, CM Punk definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way with that promo that he cut after the Scramble match. And what was that all about? And what was he saying? The old man in my life before Cabana cut him off? What was that all about?
I have no idea. I think that tirade was unnecessary. Hopefully we won't hear any more of that later on in the show.
Well, CM Punk, he's grabbing that arm of Christopher Daniels right now, trying to get the advantage. I don't think CM Punk's going to be able to come back and do commentary after wrestling that Scramble match and now wrestling this match. He's going to be too tired, too worn out, and too much in pain to come back here, and thankfully for that. Although he did know the names of some of those moves, I'll give him some credit there. This guy definitely knows his wrestling, as you see him slap on that headlock on Christopher Daniels. Whip into the rope by Daniels, leapfrog, and a shoulder block. Neither man budging an inch, and that wasn't about who's going to hit the more devastating move. That was about pride right there, and what a chemistry, what a standoff. What's going on between Christopher Daniels and CM Punk in this one? As there you see Daniels wrenching in the headlock. Cartwheels over, one up in CM Punk. Punk misses though, and there's another shoulder block, and nobody going anywhere.
Wow, what a standoff we have here, Chris. Can you feel the tension between these two?
Definitely a lot of tension between CM Punk and Chris Daniels. Perhaps we're seeing group versus group. We got the leader of the Second City Saints, leader of the Prophecy. And there you see them yelling at each other. There's a lot of pride on the line right here. And CM Punk grabbing the arm of Christopher Daniels. Chris Daniels, beautiful reversal out of it. CM Punk gets out of that one. Snapmare's over. Tries for a chin lock, but Daniels takes him down.
Wow, nice move there by Christopher Daniels. And it seems like CM Punk's getting under his skin a little bit. You usually don't see that from the leader of the Prophecy. You don't see him get bothered by people, but it seems like CM Punk might have his number here.
Chris Daniels, say what you want about him. You know, he wants to take down the Code of Honor, rebuild ROH in his own image. He hates all the Code of Honor, shaking hands. He thinks he's better than it. But say what you want about him, it takes a lot to get to him. He's as cool as they come. And CM Punk just pasting the back of his head like that, that's just insulting. CM Punk might be one up in Christopher Daniels right here.
This is definitely, this is almost like a surprise, Chris. I didn't think that Daniels would be in a position quite like this.
Well, do or die night, I definitely say that CM Punk is doing after winning the Scramble and now getting to the head of Christopher Daniels and getting an advantage on him, but Daniels working his way back to his feet. Gets out of the hold with a headlock. Punk whipping him in. Nice takeover. Drop kick.
Beautifully executed there by Punk. And Daniels, wow, he might be rocked. Look at him, he looks a little wobbly on his feet there. But no, it's just a setup.
And Daniels so good at those mind games. As you see him there, he's always 2-3 moves ahead of his opponent in the ring as he's putting the boots to CM Punk right now. Daniels, the one left standing in the middle of the ring, CM Punk down in the corner. And that's got to be satisfying if you're Chris Daniels. And right now, Daniels, he's about to take Punk out of the corner. No, Punk lands on his feet with Jackie Chan. And boom, right into a chin breaker. And look at Jimmy Rave tagging himself in. He just ruined that opportunity for CM Punk, and CM Punk's not happy about it. He tried to attack Rave, but instead he's going to get flung over the top rope.
And Daniels over the top rope as well. And Jimmy Rave going to the top rope. What's he going for?
Cross body to the floor on both of them.
Beautifully executed there by Jimmy Rave as he just took out CM Punk and Daniels.
And Kazarian with a pescado.
And all men are down in the ring. And look at Kazarian there. Jimmy Rave throwing CM Punk back in the ring, but no, Punk cuts him off.
Kazarian definitely a little on the cocky side as we have CM Punk, Jimmy Rave right now. Let's see if the Jimmy Rave, he's the youngest man, he's the most unknown man in this match.
Walking ROH.
Let's see if he can come through in this one with a victory, as that was a devastating kick by CM Punk. You're right about that one.
And Punk now having the inexperienced Jimmy Rave. He's going for a hook here. Vertical suplex.
He's holding him up, the blood rushing to the head of Jimmy Rave. And how much longer can CM Punk possibly hold him up there? As you see Lucy clapping in the background, brainbuster.
Wow, what a nice maneuver there by Punk. And Jimmy Rave looks like he's in some trouble here.
Jimmy Rave definitely hurting after that one. Let's see if CM Punk can follow it up. And what an effort by CM Punk tonight. Oh, Rave fighting back now. There's another forearm, another one.
This kid's got some fire, Chris.
Reversal by Punk, power slam.
Nice maneuver, but no, not enough. And there's CM Punk hooking the leg. He was talking about it earlier.
I see he practices what he preaches. You can't deny him that. He is a man of integrity.
You're right. Say what you want about CM Punk. He's definitely a man of integrity.
As you see Frankie Kazarian unloading on Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave's taking the first real abuse in this match, but he's able to reverse that on Kazarian. Up and over goes Kazarian. Beautiful backdrop.
And these two newcomers are fighting it here in this four-way.
And Jimmy Rave tags out to Christopher Daniels. Daniels in. Jimmy Rave needing to get out after those high-impact moves that CM Punk hit. Daniels now whipping Kazarian. Follows in. Nice clothesline. And down goes Kazarian.
Everything Christopher Daniels does is so smooth. What a professional athlete he is.
And look at that, Kazarian tagging in CM Punk. We got Punk versus Daniels one more time in this one. Daniels whipping him in, back elbow.
And CM Punk favoring his jaw on that one. Daniels, not enough there.
Ref Paul Turner telling Allison Danger ringside that was only a 2 count. And Daniels now following up, gut wrench suplex on CM Punk.
But no, not enough. Count of 2.
Allison Danger having something different to say, but Lucy reminding her, hey, that's just a 2. As we have a tag now, CM Punk had enough. Jimmy Rave back in with Daniels. Forearm right to the head of Daniels.
Wow, nice forearm there by Jimmy Rave.
Jimmy Rave now taking Chris Daniels up, unleashes a chop on him. Could you imagine if Jimmy Rave can pull out the win in this one in a match that contains these three? You'd have to say he just earned himself a full-time job in ROH then. Jimmy Rave now whipping Daniels in, catches him with the leg right to the head. And now we have a cover. Hook the leg. 2.
No, not enough, but Jimmy Rave, he's showing me a lot here, Chris.
Jimmy Rave, he just keeps getting better and better all the time. Whipping Christopher Daniels in. Daniels pulls him down by the hair and tags out to Frankie Kazarian.
Daniels, I think, needs a breather as the future's now in there with Jimmy Rave as he just kicked him right in the back. And Kazarian now, he has Jimmy Rave. What's he going for? No, Rave kicks him.
Enziguri right to the back of the head by Jimmy Rave. Both men down.
Great impact there by Jimmy Rave as Frankie Kazarian just got rocked. And what's Jimmy Rave? Is he looking for a tag? No, he just needs CM Punk in the abdomen.
Shining Wizard.
Wow, he just hit Punk with one of his own maneuvers right there.
And did you notice how quickly Chris Daniels got in the ring? Because he knows he hit him with a Shining Wizard, that could be it. But Jimmy Rave catches Daniels into an inverted DDT. Nicely done.
Great maneuver there by the youngster, Jimmy Rave, as Christopher Daniels just rolled to the outside of the floor.
And what an effort we're seeing by all men. Frankie Kazarian and Jimmy Rave, they can make their names in ROH in one night. CM Punk on a roll already tonight. What an effort by him, his second match of the evening. And Christopher Daniels, of course, awesome as usual. As you see Jimmy Rave knocking down both Kazarian and Punk with forearms. And this kid's got a lot of fight. You can't doubt his heart for 1 second. And now he's picking CM Punk up, whipping CM Punk in, but a reversal by Punk. Punk now catching him, a tilt-a-whirl. No, Rave catches him in a cross arm. And look at that.
Wow, he's got a submission on Punk. He's got to get to the ropes.
It's a crossface with a cross arm breaker right there. And Frankie Kazarian, kick right to the chin.
Wow, I am so impressed with Jimmy Rave here in this four-way. I think we have a future star being developed right here in ROH.
Without a doubt, and Frankie Kazarian is showing me a lot as well, as now it's Kazarian picking up Jimmy Rave, whipping him in. No, Rave stops him short. Knee to the gut. Rave now hoists Kazarian up. Back suplex with a bridge.
Nice pinning combination by Rave, but not enough. And he's taking a lot of punishment here, Chris.
Beautifully done. Frankie Kazarian now trying to make his way to his feet. Jimmy Rave on the outside. He's trying to make his way up.
And what's Rave going to top rope? But it looks like Daniels is there to cut him off. But wait a second. Daniels is trying to get Rave up top. What's he setting up for here?
Ray, we could be seeing a superplex to the floor, perhaps.
Oh, I hope not. If he hits it, it's all over. Literally.
Daniels trying. No, now he's fighting. He's fighting right there on Jimmy Rave.
Jimmy Rave fighting for his life as he just got headbutted. And what a fall he took to the floor. What impact. And Punk with Daniels. Nice superplex there by CM Punk. And Daniels is down.
Punk seeing an opportunity, scaling the ropes. Beautifully executed cover. And yes, indeed, he hooked the leg again. We're supposed to go over the upcoming events for the summer now, but there's not a break in this action.
There's so much action in this match, we don't even have a chance.
As now you see CM Punk, he could be going for a modified Pepsi Plunge. No, Tilt-A-Whirl into a backbreaker. Or excuse me, that was a butterfly into a backbreaker. Beautifully done. This Daniels down in a mat in pain. I will plug though, you got to go to ROH Wrestling Dump Truck, all the summer events, Dayton, Boston, you name it. We're going to be there, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Elizabeth.
And there you see a reversal by Christopher Daniels. No, Punk gets...
Wait a second, what was that?
Allison Danger has just broken the code of honor, and Lucy gets revenge. It's breaking the code of honor, but I guess it's fair play. After Allison Danger broke the code of honor, the girls are getting in the ring.
Chris, what's going on here? The girls are in the ring.
We have Lucy Fur, we have Allison Danger, the Second City Saints, the Prophecy, the women of each group about to go at it, and look at Daniels grabs Lucy of the Saints, Punk grabs the Prophecy's Allison Danger. And what's going to Punk now seeing that Lucy's in trouble, goes over to Daniels who saw that Allison was in trouble. And now we got the girls there out of the ring. Nice takedown by Daniels.
No, not enough. Nice maneuver by Daniels. Going for another pin, but still not enough. Punk firing, getting back. And Daniels forearming him.
And I thought one of those pinfalls was going to be it for CM Punk. He's going to be exhausted after 2 matches tonight. He called himself an Iron Man. You can't disagree with that. And now we have Daniels. He's got him hooked for those Angels wings. No, Punk gets out of it, fortunately. And now Punk backdrops Daniels up and over. Punk now going for the Shining Wizard. Daniels blocks it. Daniels tries a fist block form by Punk, fist by Daniels. Both men going back and forth. And now Daniels has Punk. Kazarian seen an opportunity, but he catches Daniels with that kick. Punk drops misses a clothesline.
Nice super kick by Kazarian, and this might be it. No, not enough. Kazarian almost had the victory here, but CM Punk kicks out at a 2 3/4.
And now you see Frankie Kazarian scoops Punk up, drops him down with a body slam. He goes up and over the top, springboards in with the leg drop. Nicely executed cover.
Frankie Kazarian getting some good opportunities here as he seems to be the freshest man out of the 4. And he's got to capitalize on Punk here. Stop arguing with the ref, Frankie. Go for the pin. You got an advantage.
Kazarian now whipping Punk in. You're 100% about that, Ray. Right about that. And Punk may be able to rest. He's got him hooked into that DDT that he used.
Unprotected DDT. Did you see his head hit the mat?
Absolutely covered.
No, not enough. Wow, what energy.
Frankie Kazarian just kicks out. Frankie Kazarian looking so solid in this match, and now proving that he can take some abuse as well. As now let's see CM Punk signaling this is it. Perhaps going for that Pepsi Plunge again. You know he wants to win both his matches with the Pepsi Plunge, and he's going to try, but no, there's Jimmy Rave to break it up.
Rave breaks it up, now going for the pin on Frankie, but no.
Of course, one fall wins it, none of that elimination stuff. It's all on the line. As now, face first Novocaine.
What a great move there by Kazarian. Go for the cover.
And Kazarian now turning Rave over.
No, but Daniels breaks it up. I think he would have had the pin there if Daniels didn't break it up, Chris.
Christopher Daniels, the ring general. He knows exactly what's going on in that ring of all times, right there to break it up. As there you see him unleashing a chop on Kazarian. There's a reversal by Kazarian. Daniels up and over. No, Kazarian catches him on his shoulders. He's got him hooked for something. Look at this beat. Falls back.
Ocean Cyclone suplex, but no, not enough. What a great maneuver there by Kazarian.
Kazarian pulling out some high-impact stuff right now, but no, Daniels cuts him off with that shin breaker.
Simple but effective. Here's Daniels, but what a lariat by Kazarian.
And let's see what Frankie Kazarian can follow up on. This win is in his grasp. Can you imagine if he defeats Chris Daniels in his very first Ring of Honor match? What a huge victory that would be. He's got to go for a cover, though, to get the win.
He's got Daniels down, Chris. But no, Daniels, the veteran, fights off.
That springboard leg drop, not quite enough for Frankie Kazarian. And Kazarian wondering, what do I have to do next?
But what an arsenal of moves by Kazarian so far. What's this?
STO by Daniels. He catches him and reverses him in an STO. Beautifully done by Daniels. And that goes back to what we said about Chris Daniels before. He's always 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of where his opponent is. That's why he's so good. And let's see what Daniels can follow up with as he's whipping Kazarian. And no, reversal by Kazarian. Up and over goes Kazarian with a leapfrog. Tries to go underneath, but Daniels catches him. Daniels trying to hoist him over. Kazarian blocking it. Now coming back with those back elbows. And now Daniels catching him again. Could be last strike by Daniels. That pins everybody. Cover.
And Christopher Daniels gets the victory here in the four-way.
What a good win for Christopher Daniels. Protecting himself against 3 of these up-and-comers here in ROH. CM Punk, what a night for him, even though he didn't score the win here. Looking impressive in the scramble.
And what about the newcomers, Jimmy Raymond, Frankie Kazarian, showing me a lot here, Chris.
I know I, for one, would like to see more of both of them in ROH.
You know, ever since Steve Corino put together his little group, I've been on the search for men to join the prophecy. Men that feel the same way I feel. And tonight, I see 3 prime candidates for the prophecy. Frankie Kazarian, I saw you put on a show at the Super 8, and I saw you kick ass tonight in this ring. In fact, you were this close to put my shows to them after the 3 count. Very impressive. Jimmy Ray, 3 of us put an ass whooping on you of biblical proportions, and still, you came back. You showed me fire. You showed me heart. And that is very impressive. And now we come to you, CM Punk. Wait. Let me turn ovaries in a twist. The fight is over. Now it's time to talk. You see, there's a lot about you that I like. You're from Chicago, just like me. You know how to kick ass, just like me. And most important, hey look asshole, if I want shit from you, I'll scrape your tongue. So keep it quiet. That's why I have a microphone and you're in the 3rd row. CM Punk, the most important thing about you that Christopher Daniels thinks is impressive, you follow your own set of rules. You weren't brainwashed by Ring of Honor. You follow your own code. And that, to me, is impressive. In fact, CM Punk, I've got one question for you. What would you say if I offered you membership in the prophecy right now?
hypothetically speaking, maybe I would say I can smell the fear coming off of you, Christopher Daniels. Maybe I would let you know that I look in your eyes and I see those wheels turning, and you look at me and my Second City Saints surpassing your prophecy in a short 3 months. Maybe I would say you're afraid to wrestle CM Punk one-on-one in a Ring of Honor ring.
Don't think I am, because I'm not. Don't think I am, because I'm not.
Hypothetically speaking, Christopher Daniels, I respect you. And ever since I was a little punker, everybody pushed everything on me and tried to get me to do things that I swore I would never do. Things that everybody around me knew I would never do. So, not hypothetically, but what I say to your offer of me joining the prophecy is, yeah, I'll do it under one condition. Far be it from me to make anybody do anything that they're sworn against. I'll join your prophecy if you shake my hand. Then somewhere down the line, you're a dead man.
In 6 months, you're going to be begging me to offer you to join the Second City Saints.
CM Punk, somewhere down the line, you and I are going to meet one-on-one. And when we do, I'm going to drop you like a bag of dirt. And that's not a threat or a promise. That's the gospel according to the fallen angel.
And what a dream tag team match we have here. The Backseat Boys of Trent Acid and Johnny Kashmere against Special K, being represented by Jody Fleisch and Slim J. And what a weird way this match was set up. It was April 12th. And it was the Backseat Boys getting challenged by Special K. The Carnage crew came in the ring, Dun and Marcos. They said, hey, why don't you guys have a scramble right now and we'll take on the winners May 31st. Well, Special K won, but that was a Special K team of Hydro and Dixie, I believe.
You're right there, Chris. But now we have another Special K team in the ring. I guess they have revolving members in the match.
I can't figure it out myself, but I'm not arguing because you're looking at Jody Fleisch and Trent Acid in the same ring right here in ROH.
Is there anything really you can figure out with Special K? I just don't understand what the hell they're doing.
Well, I don't think they can figure it out themselves with the altered state that they're constantly in. But now we have Trent Acid, Jody Fleisch. What a matchup we got here.
But Chris, what about the exchange we just saw in the last match between CM Punk and Christopher Daniels?
That was something else. I'll tell you that. I can't even tell you who got the advantage, but it looks like maybe the Prophecy Second City Saints. We could be seeing something between those two groups down the line. But look at what we're seeing right here with Trent Acid and Jody Fleisch. Nice. Fleisch now low, gets the legs kicked out by Trent Acid. Trent Acid now connects with a drop kick. Beautiful exchange right there. Open the match. Trent Acid, Jody Fleisch. And Fleisch kip up right now.
Jody looks a little pissed off there that Trent one-upped him.
And now Trent with a leapfrog. Fleisch up and over Trent. Fleisch tries to get the leg. No. Trent tries the same, and no there. They both try back fist, blocked. Another block by Fleisch. Ducks the super kick. I can hardly keep up myself.
Levy, I'm blowing up just watching this.
Up and over goes Fleisch. Fleisch nails a kick. We could be seeing a 720 DDT. He's got him in position for it. Yes, he's gone for it.
No.
Trent goes out. Yakuza kick attempt by Trent. No, Jody ducks that.
Wow, Chris, what action here.
And a stand up by both men, and they're looking a little exhausted in the ring too. What fast pace we got here. I'm glad I'm not referee Pete Anthony. I can't see keeping up with this one. And now the tag goes into Slim J. And here comes Johnny Kashmere, I believe, of the Backseat Boys. Trent didn't make the tag.
Slim J making his Philadelphia debut here.
Yeah, he finally turned 18.
It's about time.
Slim J now about to square up with Johnny Kashmere. Kashmere playing in the crowd a little bit.
I don't know. They're about 50-50 here with the crowd here.
Yep. Once again, we have another 50-50 reaction. Half the crowd with the exciting Special K team, and half the crowd with the Backseat Boys, one of the best tag teams in the business today. And wow, look at that. What disrespect by Slim J. You know what? That's what these kids are all about. Disrespecting, spending their parents' money on partying, driving their cars, and then you see they can't even shake a hand and show a little respect right there. That's just disgusting. But now you see Slim J. Wow, nice cartwheel right in a leg scissors, takes Kashmere down. I'll give them credit. I mean, they are so good. They just have to get off the stuff and get serious in order to truly realize their potential. I mean, they were partying before the show. Come on. And Jody Fleisch now ringing the arm of Johnny Kashmere, and right now another big advantage by Special K. Who's at a ringside? They got some new girl. They got everybody.
Where'd they pick her up at? They got other members out there.
I see Hydro, Dixie,
Lit.
All of them out.
They're all out there. I don't know.
Yep, but Jody Fleisch now coming back in as Slim J won, and none of Johnny Kashmere, and Fleisch now working on that arm. Tag goes back into Slim J, and he's going to work on that arm. So I'll tell you what, Slim J, another tag. Slim J and Jody Fleisch looking very good as a team, working very well together as a team. And you got to have great teamwork if you're going to defeat somebody like the Backseat Boys, because these two have the best teamwork going right now of any tag team. And I'll say that. And it's a bold statement, but it's true. And right now you see
This is great teamwork here.
Yeah, they keep tagging in and out.
I think they're almost toying with the Backseat Boys here, and I don't think the Backseat Boys are going to put up with this for that much longer. And here we go, Trent and Johnny, fist and fire.
Yep, you're right about that one, Ray. As both the oh, look at that, a super kick, and then dumped down as Jody Fleisch, and that's gotta hurt. Slim J up on the top. No, he gets caught by the back seats. Powerbomb neckbreaker combination. Wow.
Great maneuvering there by the Backseat Boys, and Slim J's down.
And that's the double team work that I'm talking about. Right there, as there you see the and Izzy's out there too. Special K taking a breather on the floor, and they need one after that. The Backseat Boys just taking it right to him.
And what are the Backseat Boys setting up for all the members of Special K? Down and out, and here we go.
Up and over, somersault plancha matchup by both the Backseat Boys, taking out all the Special K members. And you gotta love that crowd reaction. Half the crowd cheering for the Backseat Boys, and the other half going, suck. I mean, what's the deal? Are there good guys, bad guy? I don't know.
I don't know what it is here in ROH.
It's the crowd determines. They cheer for who they want. And you see half the crowd wants to cheer for the Backseat Boys, half of them don't like the Backseat Boys. So you're going to get that kind of reaction. Very unique to Ring of Honor. And that's why you really got to come check out a Ring of Honor event live. Tape is great, but there's nothing better than seeing it live and in person. ROHWrestling.com, 215-891-9404 for all the info there. As now we got a double reversal, and there's a nice little dance step by the Backseat Boys. That's that double team we talk about. But what ring presence. And there you see the Special K team with some nice little double team move. And there's a little dipsy-do by the Backseats. Double back kick, and they fling each other into clotheslines on each of Special K members. Beautifully executed.
Your commentary is beautifully executed as well, as I'm having trouble keeping up with this. How do you do it, Chris?
I had to pause there for you because I was out of breath.
Okay, and Trent going for the cover on Slim J, but no, not enough. And I think it'd be to the Backseat Boys' advantage to get this one over quick, because you never know what you're going to get with all those other members of K outside the ring.
Yep, and the Backseat Boys looking very dominating right now. Slim J struggling to get up to his feet, and Trent Acid slapping him right in the back of the head for good measure.
And look at that girl ringside trying to fire up the crowd. Where did they get this girl?
I think they just met her at whatever rave they were at last night. You could probably tell me more about that, Ray.
I wouldn't know nothing about that. I'm a family man now. And Jody cuts off Kashmir.
And what's this? They got Trent hooked in a dangerous position. Oh my God!
Did you see the impact on his neck?
Oh, that was just ugly. Oh, again, right in the back of the head and the neck.
This could be it. What two maneuvers there by Special K? Two devastating maneuvers. And I don't think Trent know what's to make of these double team maneuvers here by Jody and Slim J.
And Pete Anthony getting one of the Special K members outside of the ring. Of course, this is not a scramble match.
You're right. I mean, these two teams are indicative of scramble matches, but this is just a regular tag team rules match, so we have to have some order. Jody up and over. Nice flying body press. Goes for the pin. But no, not enough.
And right now, Trent Acid is in a lot of trouble. He's got to think about getting out of there, as there's a standing moonsault by Jody Fleisch and a standing shooting star press. Wow!
But no, not enough. Jody didn't have enough to pin him. And now, what's he doing? Tags in Slim J here.
That girl ringside is kind of cute.
And now back to the action in the ring. Slim J going for a cover, but not enough.
Well, what am I talking about? She's a little too young for me.
That's right. And what is Slim J doing in the ring? Is he mocking the Backseat Boys there?
It looks like he was. Slim J is a cocky young individual, as now he's making his way up to the second rope. He's got Trent on something. Double underhook. Oh, pal driver type maneuver. Wow.
Where does this kid come up with these maneuvers?
Well, I guess he's got some hallucinogenics or something.
You might be right there.
Because that was just devastating, and Trent Acid's neck is taking a beating in this one.
Because some of these maneuvers are beyond thought here, Chris. And what are they going for here again?
Jody's got him hooked for a vertical suplex. Slim J in a different position. Oh, I guess that was a double vertical suplex with a little twist in there by Slim J. And Pete Anthony with the count. I tell you what, I mean, you really got to spend 24 hours a day researching if you want to know the names to all these moves. I just don't have that kind of time.
You're right. The variations of every move that they're doing, it's so unique here. It's so indicative of Ring of Honor. This is the action that I love to see.
It's new, innovative stuff every single time out for these guys.
And Jody going, is he going for the 720 again, Chris?
It could be. He's about to get airborne. Springs up 720 DDT. No, Trent ducks it. Very fortunate for Trent saving himself right there, because that would have been it, especially after all those other blows to the neck. Trent should have thought about making a tag there. Instead, he thought he needed one more offensive move before he could really make it over the corner. But there you see Fleisch cut him off. Fleisch now, both men exchanging fists on the ropes. Fleisch gets dumped off the ropes by Acid, and I think Acid's ready to hit him with something. No, Fleisch saw it coming and stopped his momentum. Very beautifully done by Fleisch. That allowed him to block that kick by Trent, but Trent catches him again. Both men going up to the top now, and reverse hurricanrana.
What a nice maneuver there by Trent Acid, as he's got to get a tag. He's got to tag in his partner, Johnny Kashmir.
And you see Kashmir pleading, urging, saying, make the tag right now.
And the fans getting behind the action here in the Murphy Rec Center. What an incredible tag team match we're witnessing here, Chris.
Well, you know what? Some of those fans might have been cheering for Fleisch to make the tag. Some of them might have been cheering for Acid to make the tag. And then you see that girl, wow, she's telling Fleisch, get over there. I probably got some meat in the corner for you if you make the tag. Can he do it? Trent Acid, though, inches away to the corner. No, Slim J cuts off Johnny Kashmir. And you know what? I don't like those kind of tactics, but that's just smart wrestling right there. As now you see Kashmir, no chance of a tag right now, and they got Trent at their mercy. Whipping in, no, double clothesline. Trent cartwheels through, and he makes a tag to Kashmir. In comes Kashmir, double spear.
Wow, what a great maneuver there by Kashmir. He's got to follow up with something big here. He's got Jody. And no, Jody fires back with, I think, a thumb to the eye, Chris.
Simple but effective, a thumb to the eye. If you're in a ring trying to get thumb to the eye, you're going to stop whatever you're doing. And right there, Acid with a springboard drop kick in after the blind tag. Beautifully done. More great double team by the backseats. And watch Kashmir got Slim J hooked. Oh, dumps him right on his head. Cover. No, not enough, but I think Slim J definitely had to be knocked woozy after that one.
Wow, what a maneuver there by Kashmir, and Slim J looks like he's out. He might be done here. But no, I guess not. He has a little bit left as he kicked out there.
Well, I think that Slim J is very fortunate that was the first high-impact move hit on him, because if that was maybe the third or fourth high-impact move hit on him, he'd definitely be pinned after that one, but not quite enough. And uh-oh, here's Backseat Boys double team at its best. We have the dream sequence.
And Trent with the leg drop there.
And you know what the final one is? No! 720 DDT by Fleisch, preventing the double kick to the boots, and we can have a flash pin right here!
No, not enough, as Kashmir breaks it up, as this match is breaking down, Chris.
And the 720 DDT breaking up the dream sequence, but Kashmir fortunately there to break it up himself. And there you see Slim unloading those right hands right on Johnny Kashmir. Kashmir in trouble. Up goes Slim, springboards into an inverted DDT. Not enough, and out goes Kashmir.
And that leaves Trent and Slim J now in the ring.
Pete Anthony having a hard time controlling this one, but these are the legal men, I believe. As there you see Acid pushing Slim right off. Goes for a Yakuza kick, but Slim drops out of the way, and reverse Huracanrana on Acid.
Nice maneuver there by Slim J. He's showing me a lot here, Chris. And he's got to capitalize on this, but Trent's got him.
No, Huracanrana to the floor by Slim J. The Backseat Boys are in a lot of trouble right here to Special K. And what a victory this would be for Special K if they're able to score it. Upsetting the Backseat Boys, who have been basically unbeatable in ROH, as they have yet to lose, beating teams like the Hit Squad. And now, what do we got? Uh-oh. I see a lot of the Special K guys down there.
That's not good for the Backseat Boys. What's going on here?
Dixie with the hat, Hydro there helping up their teammates. And hold on, Pete Anthony, there you see Slugger.
Slugger there. Wait, they're going in the crowd, Chris.
Hold on, they're going in the crowd. Of course, no countouts in ROH, but you know, if they're out there long enough, Pete Anthony can disqualify them.
You're right, it's referee discretion when it comes to this.
I'd hate to see this match end in a disqualification on what's Fleisch and Slim J doing.
They got a scaffolding there in the corner of the building, Chris.
Well, that's the scaffolding used to set up all these nice lights and everything. And what Slim J and Fleisch there are climbing up the scaffold. The other members of Special K walking the backseats over. Note
what's going on here, Chris?
They're both going up to the top. I can't believe it. We've never seen anything like this in Ring of Honor before. What could they possibly be set up for? Acid on one side, Kashmir on the other. No. No. Moonsault off of a 20-foot high scaffold. I can't believe it, and I think Jody Fleisch blew out his knee trying that move.
And look at Fleisch, he's signaling to his knee. He's in a lot of pain. He might have got hurt on that. I mean, how could he not? I mean, that was 20 feet up in the air from a moonsault, Chris.
And you see Slim, he's down.
He could have hit that wall. Did you see how close he was to the wall? And is that Slugger? He's got one of the, I think he's got Trent there.
Slugger helping Trent back to the ring.
Chris, it's breaking down here in the Murphy Rec Center. We could have a lot of hurt wrestlers here.
I can't believe what we just saw in Ring of Honor, a stereo moonsault off of a 20-foot high scaffold. There's a replay of it. Unbelievable.
I can't believe what we're seeing here, Chris. It looks like both members of the Backseat Boys are down. Special K's thrown. It looks like Trent in the ring with Slim J. But what about Jody Fleisch's knee?
We got to cover. This is going to be it.
This could be it. Where's the referee? We need a referee for this.
Pete Anthony still trying to get control on the floor right now. Perhaps checking on Jody Fleisch, and now he's into the ring. Oh.
Wow, I can't believe it.
And it kicking out. I think that if we had to cover right away, he would have been pinned. Slim J, look how woozy he looks. Jody Fleisch can't even stand up. Cashmere down. And the backseat boys kick out again.
I can't believe all four of these guys are pulling out all the stops here for this important match here in ROH.
And look at Fleisch. He can't even stand. Slim J wanting to go up to the top to perhaps finish off the backseats who are both down in the ring. And Fleisch trying to make his way up to his feet. Oh, he's got to be in so much pain right now.
His knee could be almost destroyed from a maneuver like that. I mean, did you see how high that scaffold was?
But look at Jody Fleisch trying to make his way up. He'll be taking some painkillers in the locker room, no doubt about that one. But
and
right
look,
now,
Dixie's just got to hold him just so he can put any amount of pressure on that knee. How's he going to come off the top rope?
I don't think Fleisch can make it up to the top. And no, he definitely can't get his footing up on the top rope.
The referee might think about calling this if Jody can't continue. He's in a lot of pain.
But Jody telling Slim J to go up. Jody Fleisch is basically, he can't do anything in this match anymore. Slim J, he's on the fly too. He's woozy. You see Dixie having to help him up too, as that dive took a lot out of him, but the back seats are up. It took too much time for Special K. They took way too much time, and the backseat boys are taking advantage of it. And hold on, but they got him hooked for the T gimmick.
Not off the top rope, Chris.
It's never been done like this before. T gimmick off the top.
And the backseat boys are victorious here in the Murphy Rec Center.
And how long is the Ring of Honor tag team gold is around their waist?
Accompanied to the ring by Julius, the Devil's son-in-law, Smokes. Weighing in at 220 pounds from Brooklyn, New York, he is the challenger, the notorious Willie 7 Homicide. And his opponent, weighing in at 270 pounds from American Samoa, he's your current reigning and defending Ring of Honor champion, Samoa Joe!
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your main event. The Ring of Honor World title is on the line. There you see an intense handshake between the champion, Samoa Joe, in the brown and black tights, and the challenger, the notorious 187 Homicide, wearing the bandana. And what a match we're going to have here. Julius Smokes in the corner of Homicide. Samoa Joe, a member of the group. And this is the first ROH World title match. Ray, why don't you tell us why it's for the world title as Homicide grabs the arm of Samoa Joe?
Well, 2 weeks ago at the big FWA ROH Super Show in London, England, Samoa Joe had a non-title matchup against the Zebra Kid, but he decided to make it a world title since he was in London, England. And since the title was defended there in England, he thought it was deserving of world title status because it is a worldly belt. And Samoa Joe is definitely a fighting champion. He is definitely a great representative of Ring of Honor as it's going worldwide.
Say what you will about him being a member of the group, but he did not have to defend the title that night, and he demanded it for it to be defended. As you see him connecting with that knee and working on that arm of Homicide, and that's the kind of champion that Samoa Joe is. And Homicide, of course, winning that excellent match against CM Punk at Retribution Round Robin Challenge 2 to get the #1 Contenders trophy, and that's why this match is happening right now. But don't forget, Ray, Homicide holds a non-title win over Samoa Joe. Of course, it's before Joe was champion, all the way back at Scramble Madness, November 16th in Boston.
And you're right, and so much history between these two men here as they're going back and forth here as this match is for all the marbles, Chris.
There is so much history behind this one, as you said. Homicide at a war with the group. Of course, we saw the Bunkhouse Riot, and of course, we saw the past matches with Samoa Joe, All-Star Extravaganza in that 6-man, then the Scramble Madness, one attack after another. Tons of history, tons of hatred, but this match is going to be all about athleticism because the world title's on the line, as there you see Joe peppering the head of Homicide with those slaps, and that's just insulting. And now Joe taking it to him with those knees. And there's a big one right in the jaw, and down goes Homicide, just like Joe did to Dan Moff. And Homicide rolling towards the ropes. And there you see ref Gary Moore with the count. And I think we could easily see this match not only end in pinfall or submission, but I think it's also a possibility for it to end in TKO, in a knockout.
You're absolutely right. These two guys are so hard-hitting. This match could end just like that. And speaking of Dan Moff, what about what we saw earlier with Homicide, Mafia, Low-Key, Julius Smokes? Things are really heating up here. I hope Homicide isn't thinking of those other things because he needs to think about this match right here.
And that's what he's doing right there. A double boot right to the face of Samoa Joe. Homicide coming in, drop kicks Joe into the corner. No, and look at Homicide using his quickness against the big man. And now he's peppering him with those cross faces right there. Joe desperately going for the ropes, and he gets him. And Homicide, that's going to be his strength in this one, is the quickness. And Joe has proved he's susceptible to quick moves because that's how Homicide pinned him, a quick roll-up. That's how Bryan Danielson beat him in that hard-hitting match at the first anniversary show, was a quick roll-up. So Samoa Joe can be pinned by something fast, something quick, something sudden, but Joe going quickness for quickness with Homicide there, baiting Homicide to go to the floor while he rolls back to the inside. But real quick, Ray, I have to mention, for a selection of over 5,000 tapes, all Ring of Honor, you name it, you name a big star, you want a tape of them from any promotion, anywhere, go check out rfvideo.com or call 215-891-9404 as Joe absorbing that forearm by Homicide, only to get knocked, only to get that finger to the eye, and that stopped him right there.
Big boot there by Homicide, and what's he going to follow up with here? A big knee into the corner, and Samoa Joe's in a lot of trouble here, Chris.
And that's what we're talking about. It could end in a knockout with blows like that in this one. Very hard-hitting contest on our hands. Homicide signaling for another one, but Joe catches him, plants him almost through the ring. What impact! The wind has to be knocked out of the body of Homicide.
What a devastating maneuver there by Samoa Joe. My God, Lovey.
And you hear the crowd responding to that one. They love this. Joe ripping the bandana off the head of Homicide. Of course, Homicide, he has his street thug buddy, his running mate, Julius Smokes, in his corner. As there you see, Samoa Joe unleashing the chop, then unleashing the kick. Homicide's body has to be hurting. And a 2 count. It's going to take a lot more than that. Homicide so much on the line. He has to win this match for his son. See, he said that in the promo earlier tonight. His son, he doesn't want him. There you see Julius Smokes. He doesn't want his son to lead the same life as him. Brutal kicks. And in order to give his son a better life, he has to win the ROH World title because then he'll make the most money. And he catches Joe right on his head.
Did you see how his head hit the mat there, Chris? And Samoa Joe's out on the floor. What a maneuver there by Homicide.
Samoa Joe had to take a breather after getting dumped on his head like that. He has to take a couple moments to shake it off. Here comes Homicide. Joe catches him. One impact into the guardrails. Have you ever seen a hard-hitting match like this before?
Absolutely not.
These two going for new levels of brutality in this one.
Uh-oh, we've seen this in London as he had the Zebra Kid.
Homicide catches him, hits a forearm. Basketball court floor, and you know how hard those are. And now Joe planting Homicide in the chair. Oh, big chop. Shades of London, England, right there. Frontiers of Honor. That's where Joe picked that up, and I think that's going to catch on.
Well, unfortunately for Homicide, he just got his head leveled into that rail of sheet metal. And I I think the fans are calling for one more time here, Chris.
The fans love both these guys. Oh my God, Joe with such impact.
Lovey, they might have to stop this one. Homicide's in a lot of trouble. His quest for the ROH World title it's not looking good here.
That is metal. That is steel metal right there. And Joe just bent it in half with the force of that kick. Homicide. Look.
And remember, that's steel rails that's holding up that sheet metal as well. That's double the impact there.
And Homicide busted open on the side of the head from the impact of that kick, then going face first into that steel, that metal. Oh, how did he kick out of that?
And we saw in the opening match here, that steel is unforgiving at ringside as it busted open Danny Moff, and I think he's biting Homicide's head.
Samoa Joe biting the open wound of Homicide. And that's the lengths these guys will go to win that ROH World title. That's what it's all about. You're the top man going today if you have that belt. And Samoa Joe now trying to take Homicide over. Oh, beautiful German suplex. And Homicide, he's holding on to him. And now he's got him. Dragon suplex. Homicide rocking, Homicide reeling. And he's got him cross arm. No, Homicide tries to get out of it. But Joe avoids the kick, stops him on the back.
Chris, I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen a flurry of action quite like that. Homicide's in a lot of trouble. He's busted wide open. This is ROH wrestling at its best.
3 bone-crushing, skull-shattering suplexes there by Samoa Joe. What a slap exchange! This is pro wrestling as a sport. As right now, Homicide fighting with every ounce of energy he has. He's doing it for his son. He's doing it to give him a better life. Swinging DDT, spikes Joe on his head, and Joe rolling to the floor one more time. Great tactic by Samoa Joe.
That's right, wisely rolling into the ropes there so he can't get pinned.
Samoa Joe, whenever he's getting dumped on his head, he goes to the floor to grab himself a couple of moments. He knows Ref Gary Moore, he's going to give him a lot of time on the floor. He's not going to let this title match end in a DQ for being on the floor. So very smart wrestling by Samoa Joe. And what's Homicide looking for? And look at Julius Smokes. He's pulling out a table. That street element is pulling out a table right now.
And they're unleashing everything in this match. And that just shows how prestigious this title battle is becoming, is that these guys will put everything on the line for it.
Homicide, the crimson flowing from his skull. He goes into the ropes.
Chris, how much more can these guys take?
Both pin on Hilo. Both pin through the table.
And I've never seen quite a fan reaction here at an ROH show quite like this. This is something special we're seeing here in Philadelphia.
Words can't do this live atmosphere justice as you see Samoa Joe on the floor. Homicide, he's reaching deep inside him to put Joe in. He's using every ounce of energy, all the intestinal fortitude that he has, trying to shake it off. He's bleeding, he's hurting, he's injured, he's rolling Joe over cover.
No, not enough. As Homicide's got to capitalize on Samoa Joe as he's down. This is his opportunity for the ROH title, excuse me.
Both men definitely down, definitely exhausted, but keep fighting with everything they have. As there you see Homicide missing the back fist. Joe catches Homicide, takes him up. Kick out, put into an STF. And will Homicide give, but Joe saves his gum, but then he turns it over into a choke. He's got that choke on. It put Doug Williams down, it put Xavier down, it put 2 men down. One of 2 matches, including Hotstuff Fernandez and Cole Cabana at Epic Encounter. He's got the choke. No one gets out of the choke. Homicide's in a lot of trouble. Wait! Loki's coming to ringside.
What's Loki doing down here?
Stop fighting! Stop fighting!
He's yelling for Homicide. Homicide's his best friend, his trainer. And Homicide gets out of the choke after the Hurricane of Loki and slaps the STF on Joe. He slaps the STF on Joe after the urging of Homicide. And the urging of Loki.
Go back on it.
Sound advice by Loki there as he gave Homicide that extra boost to energy, and Joe makes it to the ropes.
Relock him. Relock him.
It was that STF a version of it that got him the #1 Contenders trophy, and he could be setting that up against Joe, and now he hits Joe with the clothesline. To the back, a clothesline to the front. He's going to be going for a third lariat. No, Joe catches him with a knee.
Oh, and another knee, and Homicide's down.
Did you see the impact of the midsection there?
And Loki can't believe what he's seeing
Whoa,
here.
but check that out. Loki close to Samoa Joe.
Come on, Homicide.
And we know the issue between them.
Glory by Honor, one of the hardest hitting matches ever.
And wait.
You didn't beat me for that belt. Get your ass up.
Loki, the first ROH champion, telling Joe he didn't. Oh, that's a knockout knee right there. Homicide might be out. That could be a KO right there.
And he did it right in front of Loki.
Of course, this could be it for Homicide.
Get up. 5. Now, Gary, get up. 6. 7. Get yourself up. 8. Get up, Homicide. 9.
Homicide gets up at what was that, a 9 count. He makes the ropes, but I think he's knocked silly. One more blow like that, and he will be down for good. As right now, he's pretty much at the mercy of Joe. Look at Joe taunting Loki. Of course, that Glory by Honor match is legendary for how brutal it was. And Joe just, slaps the face of Homicide.
I dare it. This is your time right now. Get the fuck up! Get up! Get the fuck up right now! It's all about this.
Loki firing up Homicide, his best friend is trainer Homicide. Suplex on chair right on his head.
This could be Homicide's opportunity to win the title. And Homicide fired up.
The crowd behind Homicide, they're sensing title change. Julius smokes, Loki in his corner, and he's crusher.
Go for the cover, Homicide.
No, Homicide, he feels he needs one more big impact move before he can go for the cover. Snapmare's Joe over, Joe in a lot. Brutal kick, Joe is down. Homicide going up to the top, this could be it. Oh, double boot to the gut.
He's got to go for the cover, Levy.
He turns Joe over.
Oh, so close, but not enough.
Homicide, he might be thinking of going for that version of the STF again, perhaps the cop killer. He knows he's got the champion Samoa Joe in trouble. Loki firing up his trainer, firing up one of his best friends, and now it's Homicide. That title within grasp. It's just 3 seconds away from Homicide.
Chris, I have never seen a title match quite like this. This is incredible.
Brutal kicks to the face of Samoa Joe by Homicide. Homicide now hooking Joe. What's he gonna do?
Does he have enough energy to get the big man up?
I don't know. Joe's trying to fight. Joe is fighting. Can Homicide go? Joe still struggling. Homicide go. Oh! Dangerous right on the head!
My God! He just landed on top of his head. He might be out.
Joe once again going to the floor after the blow to the head. We've seen it before. We've seen him do it earlier in the match. But that was just so dangerous. All the body weight of Joe coming down right on his head.
I can't believe what I'm seeing here. I think
hold on.
Joe out?
The ref is signaling to the back for the other refs to come out.
Remember, it's referee discretion here on a count. There's no 10 count here.
I think more importantly than that is Joe is seriously injured. We saw Jody Fleisch in the match before this one injure his knee trying to move. These athletes in Ring of Honor put it all on the line, and injuries are inevitable when that happens, and you just hope they're not so serious. But right now, Samoa Joe is out on the floor. They're keeping Homicide back. We have a situation on our hands right here, and you saw BJ Whitmer and CM Punk do that to each other at Epic Encounter. I mean, sometimes these athletes do go too far, and we might have just seen that. I mean, they do put themselves in such dangerous situations and try such dangerous moves. and I think Joe is out. And we could have a new champion if the referee calls, if Gary Moore rings for the bell right now, because Joe is out, Homicide will be your champion.
Well, you said this match could be a TKO, and we might have it here.
Right now, Gary Moore, he's the man in the hot seat right now, but Homicide, they're letting Homicide close to Joe, so Gary Moore ruling that this match will continue. Gutsy call by Gary Moore, perhaps putting the life and career of Samoa Joe in jeopardy. I don't know if I agree with that. What is the ROH World title worth to you? Is it worth being in a wheelchair? Is it worth being in the hospital? Oh, Joe kicks out!
Samoa Joe with possibly his last ounce of energy there, kicking out. I think Samoa Joe's on empty here.
Samoa Joe definitely has to be close to empty, but he did have time to rest on the floor. Very smart tactic going to the floor.
Vicious kick to the head on that already beaten head.
And there's another one by Homicide, but Joe seems to be getting a second win now. He did have all that time to rest on the floor. Great tactic by Samoa Joe, great strategy, and he's trying to make his way to his feet. Another big kick, another Mafia kick, and Joe staggers into the corner.
And look at his eye. His eye is swelling shut, Chris, his left eye. Wow.
Homicide busted open on the side of the head. Samoa Joe's left eye swelling shut, as Ray Morrow just said. And now Homicide sets and kill. He can taste the blood. He can taste the title. And
wait a second.
This is the wrong time for this.
This shouldn't be happening.
Low-key, Julius Smokes arguing on the outside, and Homicide's distracted. Homicide, he's looking at the corner to see what's going on. His two cornermen are fighting, and Joe caught him in that choke. Joe just quickly got the choke, no, but Homicide gets out of it. Goes to the top, but Homicide was distracted there by Loki and Julius Smokes for that second. Now he's trying to headbutts.
And they're still arguing, Chris.
And this is definitely a distraction. Oh no, Joe's got Homicide caught.
Oh no!
And that's it. And a muscle buster by Samoa Joe over the top rope. Puts Homicide down. Homicide distracted by Loki and Julius Smokes arguing at ringside. And he is hurt. We need to get officials out there. What an ROH World title match we just witnessed. And we still got the empty arena possibly coming up. Joe and Daniels, how could Joe even think of fighting Daniels after this?
You're right. I think Joe's out, even though he won the match. He's got nothing left for a fight.
This is one of the most brutal world title matches I've ever seen in my life. Both these men should be proud of themselves. What an effort by Homicide. What a champion we have in Samoa Joe. There he is, your Ring of Honor World Champion, Samoa Joe. For Ray Morrow, I'm Chris Lovey. Thank you for purchasing this ROH DVD. Our videotape release. We'll see you in Boston.
Fucking handle, man. Fuck, man.
What does it mean to be champion? This is a small sample of what this belt means. This is the only belt that means anything anymore. This is a belt coveted by men who put it all on the line. These aren't people looking to cushion their jobs. These aren't guys collecting a payday. These are guys who love professional wrestling. These are guys who live and die for this sport. These are guys who put anything on the line. Their bodies, their looks, their lives, anything for this belt. This means nothing because I still have this. I'm still Ring of Honor World Champion. And now, Christopher Daniels, Prophecy, you started the war. And I'll do whatever it takes. To finish it. I am Samoa Joe. I am pro wrestling. And I am your Ring of Honor World Champion.
Be quiet. I know what I'm doing. Come on, Joe. Where the hell are you at? Come on, Joe. Let's go. Come on, Joe. Oh, yeah. Let's go, big man. Let's go, big man. What you got? What you got?
Break it up!
Let go of me! Let go of me! Let go of me! God damn it! Come on, Joe! Son of a bitch, let's go! Man, bitch, I'll kill you! Come on! Come on, now!
It's not worth it. Let's go.
Come on, Chris! Get out of here! Get off me! Get off me, damn it! Come on! Son of a bitch!
Break it up!
Come on! Come on, Joe! Come on! This shit ain't happening when I got a title match. This ain't gonna happen when I get my title shot. Come on! Come on!
Hey, the fun's just beginning.
Oh! Hey! God damn it, let go of me! Let go of me! Joe! Joe, you son of a bitch! Come on, you son of a bitch! Come on, Joe! You son of a bitch, get off me! Get off me, goddamn you! Get the fuck out of here! Ring of Honor, are you happy now? Is that what you wanted? You wanted to see the prophecy self-destruct? You want to see the group come and take my heart out? Well, you got what you wanted. June 14th, Boston, Massachusetts. You call it the Night of the Grudges? Well, it's the granddaddy of them all. The Prophecy versus Carino's group, 6-man tag. The first real battle. Shots have been fired, but this is gonna be the first step to the end of the group. Mark my words. The Prophecy is gonna end this with one final blow. June 14th in Boston. Be there, you bastards, cause I'll be there. And I'm gonna end this one once and for all. I don't give a shit which one of you guys show up. I'm fine. Fuck. Son of a bitch! Fucker. Son of a fucking bitch. I'll kill him. I'll kill him. That belt's mine. That belt's mine. Get the fuck out of here!